podcast is powered by Control. Control is a meal replacement and functional foods business whose mission is to improve the lifestyles of gamers and content creators by making them healthier. Their meal replacement shakes and meal on the go bars are the best tasting products in their category while also giving you all the protein, vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients you need to keep you going. Check out drinkcontrol.com and try out the sample kits to see what all the hype is about.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the final XboxEra podcast of the year, episode 141. I'm your long-absent host, Sik and Nick, and I'm joined, as always, by Special Nick.
What's going on?
Hey, bro. And in the background, as always, we have the wonderful, multi-talented Jesse, aka Don Cabeza, doing all of the cool stuff to make us look like some sort of professional
Hello, everyone.
Joint. Hey, dude, how was everybody's Christmas? Did you get cool stuff?
Yeah, it was good. You have been gone a while, haven't you?
I had 2 weeks on the trot. Yeah, just been like living it up, living the dream, you know, relaxing, having some time off.
Well, I hold up the fort.
Yeah.
Hold down the fort. Hold up the fort. Hold down the fort. Hold down the fort.
Hold down the fort. Holding it down.
Hold down the fort. Yes.
The Grubsmas special was, as always, an enjoyable jaunt.
Yes, that was fun. Would have been good to get Jeff to cut his hair on our show.
He looks so grown up. It looks
very
grown
different,
up,
doesn't it?
Professional.
Yes,
Are you finding you can't get it up
like,
anymore? Or
like people are posting like him all of a sudden without a beard, and then they're posting him without. And then Mike shaved his beard.
I saw that. What the hell?
Oh my god!
That looks like 10.
That was that was full on. I can't believe Mike shaved his beard.
Oh,
so there,
Jeff,
there's
bro.
Jeff.
He's still got that twinkle in his eye, though, hasn't he? And that's where it counts.
He said he was going to get a buzz cut, though. Like I was under the impression he was full. See,
Beardless.
Without a
That is
beard.
so weird. Please never show me that again.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, community. Hey, everybody. We're the only.
Yes.
We're the only show. I'm not saying there aren't other shows on, but we're the only show that I know of that's on right now.
Yeah.
I think Rand's poorly, so the Xbox 2 didn't happen.
Yes, Rand is apparently not feeling well.
I feel his pain. I have been super rough. Like my kids were ill just before Christmas, and I managed to avoid it for our Christmas day, and then it hit me the day after, and I was like, bleh. And I've still got a really bad cough, so I'll be hot on the mute button today, and I'm sounding a little bit husky today. But hey. Did you get anything cool? Did you get anything cool for Christmas before we dive into what we've been playing? And
I think I showed this on the Grubsmas episode. I can't remember. No, I don't even remember what's happening anymore. I got a friends quiz. I got what else did I get? I took a photo and I posted it on Twitter because I only got like a couple of things. Oh yeah, I got the PlayStation 5 DualSense charging station, which is back there. So you can just sit the two controllers on top and charge away, and that's about it. Got some money, so now I finally got enough money to buy that exorbitantly expensive DualSense Edge controller.
Oh god, yeah,
that's basically paid for now
with the terrible battery life, I hear.
Yeah, or it's not that it's terrible battery life; it's that it's the same battery.
Yeah,
inside it, so the
with
battery
more stuff
life
being used to drain it. Sounds fun.
Yep. So,
oh dear. Well, I got a big, giant, incredibly warm, probably one size too large for me, but I like it that way. Lime green towel robe. I don't know. I don't know if this is a British thing. Like there are dressing gowns which are all usually warm and soft and fluffy, and I don't mind a dressing gown, but for me, it's the towel robe. It's the get out of the shower and you can just put the towel on and you can just walk around in the towel. That's my jam.
The terry toweling material,
whatever
it's called.
It's delightful. And it's bright green, which is my favorite color. And I got an Xbox coffee mug thingy. I got an absolutely monstrous new coffee thing, which I love, and a coffee container, which is all very coffee related, and far too much chocolate. Yeah, it was nice. It was a really nice, bit of a weird Christmas. I didn't have my kids on Christmas Day. I had them a couple of days afterwards, but it was cool. It was cool.
Oh, okay.
It was a nice time. I had
But
two
the break's always nice too, though.
Yeah, like I've had no work this week. Like I have done nothing but just enjoy life a little bit.
Yeah.
And eat too much.
Yes.
I've got some movie tangents to chuck at you. I've got a couple of movie tangents. I'm hoping you've been keeping up. I want to talk about Avatar 2. I want to talk about
did you
Glass
see
Onion.
Avatar 2? I saw Glass Onion. Glass Onion.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But what's really important right now is that I would love everybody in the chat. Two things. One, please send your good wishes to Hogue. Richard Hogue.
Saw that.
Apparently he's not well. I'm not sure on details, and nor is it my place to pry. But his
I don't think there are details. His wife just tweeted. Yeah, I don't think there are details.
Sending all the love from our community to Mr. Hogue. I hope he pulls through okay. He's a great source of information and banter, and I've enjoyed watching some of his live streams as he's reacted to some of the crazy hijinks. I'm sure some of which we will discuss as per usual later on in the show. And equally, please go ahead and smash that like button for Christmas. It's all I want in life is 1 million likes. So yeah, we're going to talk about what we've been playing. We're going to talk about our games of the year. We're going to talk about what we expect from Microsoft in 2023. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about some XboxEra stuff. Woo! And as always, we've got not only name a game, but we have got the second annual Friends
quiz
trivia. Nick versus Sik
Friends quiz.
Note, we're not using that one in Nick's hands because that would kind of be super unfair on me. What is he's just reading them out and just looking at them.
Yeah.
It's kind of suck. So you've got your breakfast in hand as well.
Yes, got my breakfast here. Don't forget drinkcontrol.com CTRL drinkcontrol.com/XboxEra. Use the XboxEra code so you can have this very nice shake for breakfast.
It's really weird. Like I keep seeing people that have picked it up using the discount, and they've been like, "Oh, okay, it actually does taste quite nice." And I'm like,
"Yeah,"
because like I'm still.
You know how nice it tastes.
Like, yeah.
Oh, did you?
I bought a shaker for my wife along with some stuff. They saw the email I bought it from was XboxEra and said, "Hey, we're working with you. I'm throwing some extras." So,
oh wow! Okay, maybe
nice.
Maybe I might take the plunge. I'll take a little.
Did the Fruity Flakes come?
Not yet, but it was the holidays, so they weren't there. Well, no, it wasn't going to be there yet because they were off throughout most of the holidays. But it should be here this week, most likely. And John, for once, Nick is actually right. It is very good. I know.
It tastes amazing.
Sorry. Yeah, I still hear that sentence every now and then. It throws me. But yes. Oh, but yeah, it's nice. It's the end of the year. I'm feeling cozy, warm, happy. Lots of cool stuff to talk about. So before we get into it, as always, have you had the opportunity to play any of those lovely video game things over Christmas?
Not any new ones. Now that I'm on leave, I'm going to start trying to play more new ones, and I'm going to start getting rid of backlog. So like I'd randomly dipped back into a lot of games I had been meaning to dip back into, like Trek to Yomi. I want to finally beat that game, get all the achievements for it. I jumped back into Kirby's Dream Land. Is that what it's called? I can't even remember what the Kirby game's called.
I think that's correct.
Obviously, my usual Rocket League and Fortnite, because I bought this Fortnite Battle Pass. High on Life, progressed further in that.
Love that game.
Yes, it's still a very good game. I just did the Applebee's part. Like I just got to that part.
Space Applebee's, please be accurate.
Yes,
please be lore
Space
accurate.
Applebee's. And made sure I got the missable achievement. There's a missable achievement there where after you've left and after you've had your discussion with Kenny, you got to go back and pay the bill.
Oh yeah, I paid the bill.
Yeah, that's a missable achievement. If you don't do that, you got to start all over again. And that annoyed me because I've actually missed one of the missable achievements. So I'm going to have to play the game a second time just for this one achievement.
Wow.
Have to.
What was that?
You have to play it. Or you can be like the most of us and just don't give a shit about achievements.
No, I can't do that. That's why that's another reason I like playing games on the Switch, because I don't have to worry about the achievement OCD getting to me. But yeah, so I've just been going back to a bunch of stuff. Rather than, because I still need to start Callisto Protocol, which I really want to start, especially before Dead Space comes out. Dead Space will have a 10-hour trial, won't it?
Don't they
will,
single player
but they
games?
normally they cut off how deep you can get into them.
Yeah.
Do they really? Because you could potentially beat Dead Space in 10 hours.
That's why they do that.
Okay. Interesting.
I missed... I'm trying to think how far back. I don't think I've been on the show since we did the review for High on Life, which is hilarious to me, right? Because that came out December 13th. I want to say something like that, 11th, 13th, and I don't want to rain on any other. Right, I knew it would go one way or the other because of the humor. Right, I realize humor is subjective, and what some people might find edgy and cringy, I found personally very, very funny, and it ticks all my boxes. Right, but man, what a great and shining example of user versus media. Like, I don't think I've seen as good a one in quite some time. And I think, as sorry as I am to say, I think a lot of reviewers honestly don't play many games anymore. Like, established big company, IGNs and things like that. Like, and IGN loved it, which kudos to them. They had someone who knew what they were going to play. I never
8 out of 10. I think they gave it.
Yeah, I will never understand hating that humor and then assigning a person to play it that hates that kind of humor. Like, you're just going to end up with a bad experience. But to see scores like 3 out of 10, like, even take out the humor.
Scores that are reserved for broken games.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
flat out broken.
And this was, if you take the humor aside, was imaginative, bright, and so completely refreshing to the over-the-top, drawn-out RPG skill tree bullshit that every game is now. It knew exactly what it was, and it did it A to B. And people talking about like being forced to sit through lengthy conversational cutscenes. Well, it was breaking up gameplay, but it was also using it to deliver narrative. So why is it okay to, see Soldier walk around with, Gears of War style or slow walk and talk? That's okay to deliver narrative, but actually doing like a conversation tree to resolve an issue and to grow a character is panned. Like, it was really weird seeing some of the media reaction on that. But High on Life, yeah, absolutely one of my favorite games of the year. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
It's a really, really good game.
Tunic still won though, in my heart.
Tunic. Yeah, was that? Tunic. Yeah, wasn't your number one, was it?
It was I believe it was my number one. Yeah,
Tunic.
Yeah, I think so. Unless I'm misremembering my own thoughts and feelings on video games.
It wasn't, was it, Jesse?
Jesse's going to quickly look and keep me honest. I'm pretty sure it was my number one.
There you go. Look, it's Sik and Nick number one, Tunic.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Wow. So we were both Tunic number one. Well, there you go.
Yeah, and you were I think you might have been the only two who voted for it.
Mental.
Some had it.
Really?
That's why it was not that high up on the list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oddly enough,
Tunic
most people really hated the combat.
Best. Tunic was the best.
I can totally get hating the combat. I can totally get it. And I played it in both ways. I played it with combat on and God mode on. Like,
God mode was amazing.
But God mode allowed the game to focus on, and that's the thing. Like, Tunic was not just about the combat; it was about the actual design and thought behind the entire experience. And I don't think I've seen a game do what that game has ever done. I mean, it was brilliant. It was a work of genius.
It took me back. Like, it took me back to how games were back when I was a kid, and you had to just figure it all out. And you got the manual, and you took down notes in the manual, and you did. Oh my god, it was so
It was
good.
middle-aged crisis porn.
Yeah, it's for all us aging video gamers.
Oh, it was so good. Like I saw the pages of the notes, and the artwork looked almost exactly like Nintendo's old manuals that they used to have, even with their Game and Watch games. Like Nintendo used to do those manuals even for the Game and Watch games. And like you're putting together the book, and then I'm looking at all the scribbled notes, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I've got to do that. It's just. But yes, I will admit I played with God mode on, and God mode allowed the game to shine in a way where I can understand the combat may have been a roadblock for some.
You know, one thing that would have really helped is making sure people knew how to upgrade. Because once you upgrade, it's nowhere near as hard. But there are a lot of people, myself included, who didn't know how to upgrade for a long time.
Yeah, but wasn't that because of the book?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a lot of people didn't figure out the whole hold down by the altars stuff. Like that just skipped people by for like hours.
Oh my god, the hold down by the altars stuff. I didn't get that till I'd basically beaten the game.
Yeah,
the hold down at the altars stuff. I did not know that.
I think Tunic is a very subjective choice, but you can't deny the passion of the design behind and the intent behind it. Like, and the only other game that came close from a pure game design perspective is Vampire Survivors, which is like you look at it and initially I remember I saw the memes about that game and I thought it was a meme. I didn't think it was people genuinely saying Vampire Survivors should be in the Game of the Year contenders list, right? I didn't genuinely believe it because I thought it was just a joke. And I saw Jesse playing it on the Extra live stream, and I'm like, this looks like crap. Like, what is this? And then I was like, oh, and then it was like, oh, and then that's it. I was lost. And Tunic and Vampire Survivors are the only two games this year where I've been like thinking about playing it when I've not been playing it, or if I've been like, I've got to go to bed in an hour. That's at least 2 runs in Vampire Survivors. Let's go. And proud achievement.
Tunic definitely for me.
I naturally defeated. Like, I didn't glitch it. I've seen there are glitches and ways to do it, but I just naturally run of the mill in one run got the evolved clock lancet, and then I got.
I'm not that far.
And I beat death. I killed death.
Okay. Is that the end goal? Is it?
I'm not going to spoil it for you, my friend. There's still more.
I've been playing it on iOS. I
couldn't play it on touch. I tried it. It's not responsive enough for me. I needed the
and
stuff.
It doesn't have controller support, which was a bit disappointing.
Yeah, really weird choice. Like let people plug a controller in, not use your finger. That's the other thing. I got the clock lancet and the 6 evolved weapons in one run, and I did some other evolution thing that I'd never done before. It was just it was all bonkers. It was the craziest run I'd had in ages. I loved it. Oh, it was so good. So good. Great game. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Well, what else was on your list? We're kind of just hammering through.
Yeah, I guess we're already talking about our games of the year from now. What we've been playing just led to game of the year. Yeah. I'm actually happy we both voted Tunic because Tunic is
men of taste, men of culture.
It's just amazing. It's just such an incredible. Like it's everything I had been waiting for 5. I played it at PAX Australia in 2018. So that's the same PAX where I even played Days Gone. So Days Gone had like come out since and everything before Tunic eventually came out. And I remember playing it. I remember seeing it, I think, in 2017 or something like that. I remember playing it in 2018 at PAX, and I was like, oh, God, I want this game so bad. And then we finally got it, and it was everything I wanted. It was just...
Yeah.
It was Xbox's Zelda when it came out.
It was really good. And I'll pause for a minute before we dive into other games. Shout out to all of our pals in the chat, particularly... As always, I saw a cheeky little Casante popping up in there. Happy New Year to you, my
man. Miles
is in there. The lovely Miles.
I think I think I'm on Xbox Chatterdays. Chatterdays? Is it called Chatterdays?
Before what?
I think I'm on Xbox Chatterdays next week because now that I'm on leave, if I have to get up at like 3 or 4 a.m. for a podcast, it's not as bad because I'm not working. So Miles can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I'm on next week. I believe. But yes,
This
what other
is
games
bullshit.
did we vote for Game of the Year?
Well, the only other thing I was going to do while I was thanking everybody in the chat and telling them they're lovely is to acknowledge that Death's Door was the better game, but it didn't come out last year. Or this year, rather.
Death's Door. Awesome. I don't know. Death's Door's not grabbing me the same way Tunic.
Death's Door was
it needs a god mode, and then you'd love it.
I keep, but the combat's not hard. I'm not finding Death's Door hard. Just, I don't know. It's just not. I don't know. It's just not grabbing me like
Death's Door's so good that I genuinely have thought when I've had nothing that has really taken my fancy towards the latter half of this year, I was like, oh, maybe I'll do that Umbrella run. And also we got Ursula in the chat with a super chat saying, so nice that High on Life revealed and released in 6 months.
Yeah, the Bethesda. Really that's the Bethesda playbook.
It's the way to do it. I hope it gets a sequel. I really do. Anyway, sorry. You were saying?
It should. Death's Door has been in my quick resume for like 4 or 5 months. It's just been sitting there in quick resume, and I keep not going back to it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's just
the Death's Door review is one of my greatest regrets because I didn't get the music from the game in it, and the music in that game is so good.
Every
time I rewatch it, I'm like, why didn't I just record the music? I didn't think of doing that until after this game. When John said, why don't you just turn off the sound effects and record the music while the game's playing? I was like, fuck. Yes, why don't I just do that?
I like Tunic's music. Tunic's music is
also
all
of them.
Yeah, it's really good.
Both games had really good tracks.
Yeah. Oh, Rand is in the chat too. Hi, Rand.
Rand, I hope you're feeling better, man. Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah. Hope you're feeling better.
Much love.
Hope you're feeling much better.
I mean it. Like, Rand, just to be clear, I actually mean it. Nick doesn't mean it. And hit like you're off one of the best casts in the biz from Jay. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah. What else? What was your number 2 game of the year? Where's the?
I think it was Vampire Survivors for sure. Yeah. Like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
100%. Mine was TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
A good choice. Do you know what? Like, I was never into those kind of games as a kid, right? And I saw the buzz about it, and my kids had some of their friends round earlier in the year, and there were 4 of them, and I was like, what can I keep these guys occupied with? I was like, 6 player, isn't it? It's 6 players. So I was like, right, but boom, downloaded it. It's
8.
like, I
thought it might have been 8 too.
Either way, it was enough.
8 on
so
Xbox,
I was like,
and I think only 6 on like PlayStation, or 4 to 6 on PlayStation because they don't do as many controllers.
Yeah, that might be why. But yeah, so I downloaded it and I set all of them up and I synced up all the pads and I was like, guys, button mash to your heart's content, kill all bad guys. You can't hurt each other, go nuts. And like they were gone for hours. And I was like, and then I was like, I synced up a pad and I was playing. I was like, oh, this is really good. So yeah, I can totally get why that game's on the list. And you're a big fan of that genre, right? So
yes, I love my scrolling beat 'em ups. I love the Ninja Turtles. Shredder's Revenge is, man, it's funny how both Streets of Rage 4 and Shredder's Revenge both do their thing in a different way, but both achieve, like, they both manage to modernize the scrolling beat 'em up to an extent, but they still capture how those games felt back then. They still, I don't know, they both do it so well. It's, man, Shredder's Revenge is very, very good. I'm just looking through my top 10 now, and I'm noticing there's not a lot of Xbox games.
Well, it's because you're terrible. No, my number 3 was High on Life. Like, that swooped in this year. It's the right kind of humor for me to really go gun for a top spot. Like, I really, really enjoyed it.
I hadn't played it enough by the time this was due. Like, if I was doing my game of the year now, it would probably be a little bit higher than, I think I've got it at 9th. So it would probably be a bit higher than 9th if I was doing it right now. High on Life is a very, very good game. Like, it's I don't know. I don't even know how to describe what. Like, I talked about this with Jeff Grubb last week, but like, it does. It has there's a Metroid Prime. There's a Metroid Primeness about it.
Yeah, it's got little like go back here later, go collect some stuff.
Yeah, but just I don't know. It's I mean the humor again for me. The humor is neither here nor there. Some of it's funny, some of it's not.
Rest in peace, Joey Mac and Cheese, Jackie Mac and Cheese, I should say.
Who's that?
They're the New York construction guys family. Hey, what you coming in here for, man? You gonna just all that kind of, and then you like, there's all sorts of things you can do. Like you can hide around the corner and just listen to them argue. But if you go up close, like you think you can just come in here and they shove you and push you and get all up in your face, like very stereotypical New Yorker accent. And if you go and they're like, hey, whoa, hey, what you do? It's just dumb. It is so dumb and so funny. Loved it.
Okay.
It's a very funny game.
Oh, I noticed you didn't get Modern Warfare 2 in on your top 10.
Nah, like it's a great game, but you know, for me, when I look across games, I prefer smaller in scope, smarter in execution, and it is a very slick, fun, pretty game. But creatively, I was like, yeah, it's a good game. Like I've got to be objective about it, but it's not up there on my top 10 of the
really.
Yeah, like it's great.
Call of Duty campaigns.
It's not. It's Call of Duty. It's never going to be something that makes me think, oh, what a clever idea, or oh, what an incredible piece of design. It is just.
But sometimes a game can just execute on the stock standard stuff in a very, very good way.
But it's my personal game of the year list, you know? Like, I can acknowledge it's an incredible game. It's incredibly well made. It's incredibly pretty, and it does all these really cool things. But
yeah, but like you only had 9 games, and your 10th was an honorable mention to Halo Forge.
Well, because I didn't know if I could. I just was like, yeah, that's going to be my 10th because
a lot of other people did. It ended up making our main list.
What, Halo Infinite?
Really?
Yeah,
Halo Forge.
Yeah. The Halo Infinite post-Forge release is one of the top 10 things of the year for XboxEra staff.
Yeah, but
bunch of Halo fanboys, aren't they?
It's not lads, ladies. It's not a game on its own. It's like
a game
an
engine.
Update.
So
it's a mode. It's a mode within Halo.
It's a game engine within Halo.
I'm not saying Forge isn't great. I'm the one that's been saying for ages that I think Forge could save Halo Infinite. But like
343 got lucky with Forge. Yeah, I agree.
In terms of a game 6. Of the year,
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Halo 7, whatever, is ever a thing.
Yeah, I don't think Infinite's going to last the 10 years that people are talking about.
They need to look and go, hang on a second, where's the community passionate? I'm sorry, competitive crowd, all right? How about let's focus on creativity. Let's focus on those people because they're the ones that deliver the lifeblood, not people whinging about balance or about half the weapons aren't suitable for their mode. Focus on people that are delivering fresh, crazy, new experiences. Make Halo like Minecraft, and then if you want to find a competitive mode within that sphere, go nuts. But yeah, that's where Halo should lean.
It's kind of like Halo Infinite, like Forge is kind of like Dreams, but for Halo.
Yeah, it's very Minecraft meets Dreams for me. I think it does.
I've seen people make things. Mario Kart tracks. I've seen Rainbow Road made in Halo Infinite Forge. I've seen Rocket League,
Mini Slayer. Have you seen that where everyone's like tiny, like tiny, but your jump height's still the same, so it's like completely nuts. I mean, and the one problem they have is that Forge is, because its complexity and because of its depth, it is too complex for the average Joe gamer. So it's difficult. It's a difficult balance to strike. I think they need to have a kind of pro mode and a simples mode. I don't know the best way to do it. It's really tricky. But hey,
God, Evil West I need to go back to. I still haven't beat Evil West.
Yeah.
That's a good game. That's my number 8.
Oh, was it?
Evil West. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those
Evil
ones where
West
I've
is
heard
good.
people saying it's fun to just play through. It's like a proper old school 360, one and done.
It's a Gen 7. It's a polished.
You skip all the cutscenes because they're really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I skip all the cutscenes. It's a polished Gen 7. Like, had Evil West released in 2012 or 2011, which was the tail end of the 360 and the PS3, it would have been hailed as like this unbelievable game. Like, it's one of those games where it's arrived at in the wrong generation. But it's good. Evil West, I love how it's just straight to the point. Doesn't piss fart around. It's just
so I don't think I saw it on your list, but my number 4 was Immortality.
Yes, I saw that. Wasn't that the one the full motion video one?
Yes, yeah. And again,
isn't there nudity?
All I've ever seen is for some reason your face whenever those nude scenes came up. I don't know why.
Didn't someone edit my face onto those?
It's seared into my brain. Like anytime boobs popped up, it was just Nick's beaming smile. Just
speaking of nude boobs, do you watch the movies in High on Life?
Yeah, man. I've seen all 3 of
the
movies in High on Life.
I was watching one of the movies yesterday because I thought it was only Tammy and the T-Rex.
No, man. Not. You can warp in an entire movie theater and it's got like I think it's the 3 main writers sitting in the front row just talking through the entire movie. It's brilliant.
It's Red Letter Media.
Oh, is it Red Letter? Wow. Yep. Amazing.
But it's one of the movies is what's it called? It's a
Vampire Hookers.
Something like that. And there was another movie. Sure. Then there was that clown one. And clown movie has a full on like it's not a sex scene, but it comes very close to being a sex...
Blood Harvest, I think.
Yes, Blood Harvest. It comes very close to being a sex / almost rape scene in this movie. And it's in High on Life. And I'm like, oh my God, what? Yeah. They shouldn't have this in this game.
Demon Wind, Blood Harvest, Vampire Hookers, and Tammy and the T-Rex. Those are the 4.
My God.
Yes. Well, Blood Harvest is the one. Like this guy, the scene I caught, I think she was covered in blood, so something must have happened. This person to comfort her has taken her into the shower, taken all her clothes off. He's still got his clothes on. All her clothes are off.
So comforting.
And he's got her in the shower and he's showering her and cleaning her while they're both sitting down in the shower and he's feeling her up and doing. And I'm like, what is this movie? And then he picks her up, puts her on the couch naked, and then just starts going at her while she's like basically unconscious. And he's like, okay, well, I may as well go for it. So he takes this is all in this movie within High on Life. And then he takes his clothes off, jumps on top of her, and she wakes up halfway through and is like, get off me. I'm like, I can't believe this movie's on Life. Like, what is this?
They are a funny bunch. Like, I think I love so many aspects. Did you do? We keep going back to High on Life, and I kind of want to make sure we move on.
Oh, it's because we were talking about Immortality's nude scenes, and it reminded me of the nude scenes in the movies in High on Life.
But you didn't really like Immortality, right? It's not really a game for you.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay.
I've watched it. Played it. Sorry, I haven't played Immortality. Was that on Game Pass?
Yes, yeah. It was. I think it got a 10 in Edge as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it got a lot of great reviews. Immortality,
as well as our 10.
Sega was ahead of the game. Sega CD, FMV games.
Sewer Shark I would have given that a 1, but yes, Night Trap maybe a 2.
Okay. Isn't Night Trap Kojima? No,
he was Kojima? Psychonauts.
Snatcher.
Yes. Oh, Snatcher. Yes, and then the sequel was Police Knots, but that didn't come. But Snatcher wasn't FMV. Snatcher was hand pixel art rip off of.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it did also have a 16-year-old topless in it because Japan.
Mental.
Okay.
Mental.
Yes. Immortality got top reviews. It's supposed to be a very, very good game.
It is from a like hit you experience point of view. It was
very, know the better.
Yeah, going blind and just suddenly you'll be like, what? Wait, what? Did I just see that? And then you'll feel it's spooky. What was the next one on your list, Nick?
What else did I have on here? I said Kirby. I spoke about Kirby. You got Kirby
in
the Forgotten Land,
Nintendo game,
which was great. Kirby's really good.
Then Mario.
Then number 5 was Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. That's also really good. I prefer my turn-based strategy games versus real-time strategy games. Real-time strategy games give me a bit of, not anxiety, but like they're stressful because everything's happening in real time.
Midnight Suns. That game has phenomenally good turn-based strategy.
Yeah, apparently it is. Everyone keeps talking about how good that is. Yeah. I should try it if I can get a copy somehow.
I had an extra. I handed it away to a fan. Sorry.
Yeah. I had God of War Ragnarok on there. So even though 2018 was my game of the year, Ragnarok, I think I've put about 50. I haven't beat it yet. I'm like 50 hours in, 40 or 50 hours. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. Ragnarok is good, but it just didn't learn any of the lessons from 2018, which was annoying. And that's what happens. This is my problem with reviews of PlayStation games.
Coming.
It's not a rant. I've said it all before. It's just that's my problem with reviews of PlayStation games. The reviewers are just in too much of a hurry to give their 10, and they don't want to critique the game. They don't want to say, okay, well, these are all the things it does really well. This is what it could do better. 9 out of 10 or whatever. It's like, nah, I got to talk about my feelings and how this game makes me feel. 10 out of 10. Oh my God, it feels amazing. My feelings. Just critique the game.
I think, oh man, it's a really tricky one. I don't disagree with talking about how games make you feel because that is often my approach to playing things. It's either appreciating the design, the decisions made, smart or risks they might take from a game design perspective that might eschew the norm or whatever the case may be. I think the problem comes when you've got games that have had so much budget and money thrown at them to look as slick and as incredible as possible. It's like the scores just from a pure effort perspective are already here, right? And then the rest is just like, oh yeah, if it makes me feel good, like how can I knock this down because everything's so good elsewhere, and that's really tricky because there are games out there that will never look anywhere near as good as this, but might do something really interesting gameplay mechanic-wise that is different and deserves more praise. Because fundamentally, is it doing anything new? Is it doing anything surprising? Is it doing anything? And I don't know. I've not played God of War Ragnarok. So,
but again, that doesn't bother me if everything being done is being done well.
But is it? When you talk about pinnacle of the genre, like game changer, like I think that should be reserved for games that do something that's either never been done before or has just blown expectations out of the water from what was going to be perceived going in. And expectations were that it was going to be an incredible game, and it certainly looks fantastic. But is it bringing gaming into a new era, or is it bringing gaming closer to movies?
No, it's an evolution. It's not even an evolution. It's just the 2018 game, but more fleshed out. Like,
I don't know.
And again, like I know how that can be spun to make it look like I'm saying it's bad or whatever. It's not. It's just
games.
No, like I said ages ago, if someone had told me, oh yeah, Ragnarok started life as DLC for 2018 and grew and was expanded upon. No, I didn't say it is DLC. I said if someone had told me, if someone came to me and said, look, God of War Ragnarok was originally going to be DLC for 2018. We were going to expand the world and blah, 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 blah. But then as we were working on it, we realized, no, this can be more. And it grew and grew and grew and grew. If you had told me that, I would have 100% believed you. Like there's a ton of levels and stuff that are there from the first game. Like literally. Like it's so if you had told me that, I'd believed you. It's still a very good game, but I still don't think it does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think at the end of the day, if reviews, you find a reviewer
like you with Call of Duty.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly,
you with Call
right?
of Duty.
I knew exactly
Call
what
of
it is.
Duty's great. You think it was fine, and it was
very
great at
well
what
made.
it does, and yeah.
But it wasn't the best thing I've ever played, right? It is just more of what I have played previously in shinier and shinier forms. But that's the thing with reviews. I think you got to find someone or a group of people that like what you like and kind of communicate to you on your level and tick your boxes in terms of what you're looking to hear back about the game. A lot of people just want to hear nothing but the good stuff. They don't want to hear the realistic takes, maybe. But yeah, it is what it is. One game that did surprise me and was my number 5 on my game of the year list, and I wrote this off. I played it. I was like, this is shite.
Escape Academy,
which was Escape Academy. And my friends, everyone in the chat, if you haven't played Escape Academy, find a friend that you're good mates with, or a partner if your loved one plays video games too. Load it up and go in. Don't Google anything. Go in completely blind. It's always a split screen, even if you're doing it online. So you can always see what each other's doing. Go figure stuff out. It was 2 nights of absolute brilliant game design, really good puzzles, really good figuring stuff out, time limits, crazy convoluted solutions where you were just like, oh, and your brain just goes at the solution, and it is absolutely great fun. And it's on Game Pass, I think, still. And I think it just had some DLC, which for the first time I'm actually like, oh, I might pick that up because it was such a surprise. But when I first played it, it hadn't had a patch and it was really iffy and there was loads of input latency and it just felt ugh. But yeah, one patch later, very, very cool. Really great co-op game. 100% try it. Won't regret it. But yeah. Oh.
Wow, Nick did the muted thing. That's always John normally.
Are you muted, Nick? Yeah, he is. Yeah. Boop.
Bloody hell. What type of game is it?
It's a escape room simulator. So you're playing first person, picking up clues, figuring out, looking at the screen, figuring out puzzles, giving stuff to each other to figure stuff out, talking through, timing button presses together, all kinds of puzzly stuff. And it is really, really good. Really good.
Okay.
Like, yeah. And it's obviously an easy 1,000 if you did it with a walkthrough, as I've just seen Emil admit to doing in the chat. But honestly, you'll have a lot of fun if you go in and take it with a good try and actually figure stuff out, which is what we did, and we had a really good time with it. But yeah,
okay.
And then I'm looking through the rest of my list. I have Blade Runner. I mean, that's just it's a big fan favorite of mine. It was just really nice to revisit it. Point and click adventure game, very unique.
Well, we had MVG on.
We did, yeah, we did talk it through with MVG. And then I don't know if anyone else played this. I don't think anyone bought this. I don't think it came to Game Pass, so it might have been criminally underrated. But it was Lego Bricktales, which was a really good Lego build platform Metroidvania pretty diorama thing. It was quite cerebral, a little bit frustrating controls wise at times, but a lot more fun than stuff like Lego Star Wars, which is just, there's too much content. This was very much a one and done, quite fun. But yeah, I think that was, and then I'm down to like the last 3. I don't know what else you got on your list now left at this point.
Mario Strikers Battle League.
Oh, more Nintendo.
Yeah,
need to get
but
some
like
Xbox people in here.
There hasn't been like the Wii.
Was the last... Xbox haven't released any games.
That's right. The Wii. Wii has not had a. Sorry, the Wii has. A Nintendo console hasn't had a Mario Strikers game since the Wii. Like it's been a long, long time. And my thing with Nintendo is, and they seem to do this with their sports games more so than all their other games. And it's a bit. I don't want to use the word scummy, but it's a bit scummy, which is they'll charge full price, as Nintendo does.
Yep.
They'll charge full price for a sports game, release it with next to zero content. Next to zero. And for someone like me that just plays the basic modes, like I don't care that much. But when you're charging full price and you release it with next to no content, it's not a great look. They update it for free that's fine. But yeah, they do it with all their sports games. They did it with Mario Tennis. They did it with Mario Golf. They've done it with Strikers. I'm sure they'll do it with a baseball one. They'll probably have the base because they haven't had a Mario baseball game since the GameCube, I want to say. Yeah, I think it's the GameCube. But in terms of how the game feels and plays, Mario Strikers is amazing. If you like Mario Strikers, if you like those soccer games. Football. But yeah, that was number 7 for me. Evil West was number 8. High on Life was number 9. My number 10, Last of Us Part 1.
Welcome to 2013. How you doing? This is the remastered version, right?
It's funny. Like, I mean, Last of Us Part 1 is better than Last of Us Part 2 as a game. Last of Us Part 2 just... Holy crap. Sony has a pacing problem. It started with Uncharted 4 in 2016, and it's continued right through with all their major releases pretty much since 2016. They have a major pacing problem.
All their games are 10 hours long.
They don't know how to pace their 10 hours. I wish it was 10 hours.
10 hours too long, I should say.
Oh, too long, yeah. They just don't know how to pace their games. They're just... And it's all of them.
You're playing bangers, you don't want them to run out, right? You want them to just keep going and going.
No, but I don't know what it was. Like, I was going to put Klonoa in the number 10 spot.
You liked Klonoa.
The Klonoa, because I love that game from when I was younger on the PS2. But I put Last of Us Part 1 there because there's a lot more effort in that remake master than Klonoa was. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, Last of Us Part 1, there's something about, not the game, but like, this is going to sound so weird, but like, there's something about Last of Us Part 1 and how the entire thing is put together. Like, it's a really nice piece of software. I know that I'm aware of how weird that sounds, but I don't know any other way to say it or describe it. It's just a very well put together piece of software. There's just something about it. I haven't beat the remake yet. I haven't beat Part 1 yet because I'm trying to go through slowly getting all the collectibles because I don't want to play through it a second time. Fair. So I'm just doing it. I'm doing it, getting the collectibles as I go, so I don't have to go back again.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the end, it's still a remake of a very, very, very good game.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it the game that started the downfall where Sony was like, this is what we're leaning into forever? Yes, it is. But that doesn't mean it's not a very good game in its own right. Yeah. So that was my number 10.
To round things off there, my number 8 was Prodeus, which was an absolutely
I still need to play that.
Brilliant old school run and gun retro graphics, but with a modern twist shooter. It's got endless replayability. There's mods that I think you can grab from the PC or rather player generated campaigns. It's got co-op, I think, for up to, I want to say 4 players.
Yeah. And you can do the user-generated stuff on console as well, I think.
Yeah, you can download stuff that's been made on PC and console. It's just really cool. It's a blast from the past. It feels old, but it is very new. And you can mess around even with the presentation of it to go with the pixel look or to kind of Quakeify it a bit and go for a slightly more modern rendering look. But it's very cool. Like 100% you should try it out. I tried it out first on PC in game preview, and then it came to console, and it's definitely worth it. And then my number 9 was You Suck at Parking, which was a Game Pass release. I ended up trying this. I didn't review this, but I did do the video review for Harmonica. He actually came down for a weekend, and we were playing it, and he was showing me like how ridiculous it gets on his save, and I was just like, oh my god! And it's one of those break your hand in half, swear profusely, frustrating, but because it's been so well made, it's only ever your fault that you messed up and the controls screwed you over. It's a very addictive little game. And again, probably one that might be a little bit overlooked because it's just come into Game Pass, and unless Game Pass goes viral and hits the marketing like it did for like High on Life, then well, you might not get the love and attention that you probably deserve. But it's a great game. And then my number 10, as previously mentioned, was Forge. Just so many hours making stuff. And I know other people, like the Forge community seems to really latch on to things like remakes. I prefer creating stuff for Halo Infinite and not just rehashing old ground. But yeah, it's an addiction, man. I don't know how I'm going to stop doing it. But yeah, that's our game of the year.
Bring the old maps back. It's good to bring the old maps back if they're good.
But it's like, man, like they're designed for a sandbox that's different. Like, and some forges will tweak the spacing to be more appropriate for Halo Infinite's jumps and speed and sliding and sandbox and grappling and da. But you know, it's swings and roundabouts. Like some people like it, some people don't. But a lot of the community just seem to absolutely love playing the stuff they were playing back in the heyday, which I think is often Halo's problem, is everyone still wants it to be 2007 still.
Very much so.
Times have moved on, people. But yeah,
very much so.
That's our game of the year list. That was fun, wasn't it? Yeah. And I have to mention, you can find a bunch of the staff members' game of the year lists on XboxEra.com. It's on the homepage. Just scroll down a bit. But massive kudos to Mr. Jesse Norris for cajoling everyone into writing everything out and creating a cool little video of our general, all of the staff voting on games of the year's top 10, which I think Elden Ring won out for our game of the year as a team. Just for sheer votes. But yeah, kudos, Jesse. That was another stellar effort from you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Goldeneye would have been my game of the year.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't have counted it. It would not have counted.
Give it up. But hey,
guess
200 people.
2023, though. Spoiler alert.
Your
2023 game of the year votes.
It still won't count.
No, you'll be the only vote for Goldeneye, bro.
I reckon Goldeneye might be somewhere up there in that top 3.
Man. But hey, 200 odd people watching right now. Big love to all of the chat. I hope you are enjoying the holiday season, if that's your thing. And if not, you're just having a good weekend as the weekend begins, because it's Friday or Saturday in some places in the world.
Saturday, yeah. It's New Year's Eve today, so I've got a party to go to.
Party time tonight. But don't forget, if you're watching, hit like. It really helps us out. It helps the algorithm tell people to find us, and then we can grow, and then we can do more awesome things. Which leads me nicely on to what I was going to talk about next, which was, hey, XboxEra's had a pretty cool year overall, right?
Yeah.
Been pretty nuts, been pretty crazy, and thought we might share a little video that our incredible, just out of the blue, he dropped it to me today.
Is that the one with the full-on music?
With the full-on music.
Don't worry, I've turned the volume down on it.
You've got to dance. You've got to get your dancing shoes on, people. Check this cool thing out.
That music. What?
I mean, that was everyone doing this? Like, it was so
loud.
I turned it way down too. What do you want from me?
It was great, but like, those are some seriously cool stats, and I'm super proud of everything that this team has done in 2022.
And we'll have an article so that you can actually see them without having to go back and pause.
It was a special treat for podcasts, but like when I look at it like that, like the forums, over 1 million page views every month. Like, that's nuts. That's nuts. You guys are crazy. It's all the ABK thread, obviously. But like when we think about what we want to do, there's a bunch of stuff. Obviously, we've spoken about on this show over the last few months. Like, you know, we've got desires to do some more fun stuff with Patreon to support the community that is supporting us. So movie podcasts and shows like that, they'll be a little rarer. They'll be a little less often because, you know, we're only
Friends
human.
cast.
No, let's not push it. Let's not push the boat out. But the growth that we've seen, and what I really love is it's not artificial. This is a community that has come along, helped us, supported us, enabled us, and we in turn keep producing stuff. I mean, like XboxEra, day one, and we're doing this in our spare time. Like this is, I mean, I think it's frankly fucking incredible. And we really owe you guys, everyone that's watching, everyone that supports us on Patreon, everyone that interacts and shares and likes and all of that kind of crazy stuff. Like that is where all that stuff comes from. So we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive into it for New Year's, like to share some of that in a more pompous and chest beating fashion. But I thought I'd share the video here today because it was really cool. And big thank you to Poderick for putting it together.
Yep.
But when we look to 2023, yeah, we want to go even bigger. We want to grow even more. I'd love to be able to say that I'm just doing XboxEra full time, as I'm sure many of us would. Maybe 2023 is our year.
Hopefully,
so good. It's so good. Yeah. Is there anything you guys would add to that? I mean, Jesse, you reviewed.
I broke 100.
Silly amount of games.
Yeah, I did over 90 games and over 100 reviews total in my part time. And by in my part time, I mean pretty much what I did every day.
It's mad.
Being very nice.
I reviewed like 5 games.
Yeah, Nick, you're gonna have to up that.
Put music behind them.
Just him talking.
But my audio comes through. The audio of the game comes through.
Yeah, I take that audio out. No one likes that audio. Everyone hates it.
I love
the sound effects of the game.
Yeah, the sound effects. That's great.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. The Twitch channel went from like 50 followers to over 400, and that's even more part time.
Yeah,
like, pretty much everything we've done has just consistently grown. It's been very nice to see.
Yeah, it's really rewarding, and I think we've managed to do it as well. And this is the bit that I'm particularly proud of: is we're never out there console warring. We're never out there going, like stoking the fires. There's no clickbait.
Some would argue otherwise.
Some would argue otherwise, but I think we do a pretty good job. But man, like you go back and watch some of those early podcast episodes. Whew, some painful memories. Going back and looking at some of that. But like
we literally had a segment in the first few episodes, and that was because of Fundone.
Yeah.
But we literally had a segment called Kill Your Baby.
What were we thinking? What were we thinking?
What do you mean? I said something at the time. I was like,
I know. I got the premise. Maybe the name needs some work.
What do you mean? Oh my God.
But hot takes. Oh, takes. Some of it was painful. Like some of the rants. That's the thing. People like, don't get me wrong. People watching, I get that a lot of people really like the console warring. Like it's fun. It's the sport. It's entertainment. You know, you primarily. Some people might watch the show for the show, but it's
exhausting.
I can't imagine being that bitter about something for that long, over and over and over and over, and pretending to care to that degree. Like. It's
when I see it on Twitter, I find it exhausting.
Yeah, it's just I can't be that.
I'm talking about that full-on hardcore dedicated stuff, not the stuff that can be like misinterpreted. Like if someone gives an opinion on something and it's not super favorable to your platform, that's not console warring. That's just someone giving their opinion on whatever. I'm talking about that full-on hardcore stuff that you see on Twitter, like. Oh my God, it's exhausting to read.
Oh, we got a super chat. We got a super chat.
Yeah, super chat. Inked El Chapo What's the goal for growing the site and channel in 2023?
That's a good question. I can talk to some of it. The big thing for us would be to find a way to enable the core team that are effectively working 2 jobs, or in Jesse's case, 6, 7 jobs in one go, and being able to reach the tipping point of being able to say, I can now do this because I can support my lifestyle here at home full time doing this. That would be the dream, right? How do we get there? And there's a couple of things. So, you might have seen recently this year, we've achieved sponsorships with Control, friends at Manscaped. That's all early stuff. One thing I can exclusive reveal is we have been reached out to from. That was such a weird noise.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. Don't do that again. It made my nether regions tingle. Ooh. You got the guard on, right? Maybe that's why. If you've not got the guard on, that's why they're tingling. One thing I can exclusively reveal, and I'd love chat's reaction. Tell me whether you think this is something you'd use, right? Is we've had a company reach out that are partnered with Xbox, where we will be able to offer the community a way to purchase official Xbox game codes, gift cards, Game Pass subscriptions, gold membership subscriptions, have a membership, build up points, get free stuff out of it, free credit, etc., all integrated within XboxEra.com. So that's something we're exploring. So if you think that's something you would use, we'll probably put a poll out on the forums to just sort of ascertain whether people would find that useful and great, because I think that would be pretty cool to be able to come in and do that. We recently invested in developing our own review plugin, which is super sexy. I don't know if, Jesse, you want to take the opportunity to show it off in some degree. But before we were using a stock one on WordPress, it became deprecated and started causing us some serious issues. So we spoke to our developer that we partnered with for both Day One and Forgera, and he whipped this up for us, and it's very slick. It looks so cool. So that's custom built for us, our colors, our motifs, our style of delivering information to our community. We've achieved Metacritic. We're on Metacritic now in 2022. Really, it's going to all be about YouTube growth, site user retention, forum growth. And it gets depressing, right? Because as a user, I don't want to have ads and irrelevant content and clickbait. And this is the problem that the big folks that run stuff like IGN and Eurogamer and Survivor and you name it, any established games media publication have to juggle, right? Because this is time-consuming work. It's often thankless, and somehow you've got to be able to pay people a fair wage to be able to do it. Now, do I think that in some ways this happy, merry bunch of folks from all over the world is standing toe-to-toe with some of the big media conglomerates that are getting paid relatively decent money for the industries and the positions that they hold? Do I think that we stand toe-to-toe with them in terms of our quality of content, the site of our, design of our site, the applications with stuff we provide to our community, the forum and the technology that we provide? Absolutely, yeah. And we do that on a Patreon and the limited ad revenue we get from 15,000 YouTube subscribers. I think that's fucking insane. So do I want all 218 people to have 100% click like and hit subscribe? Yeah, because we need those numbers to go up, motherfuckers. Help us out. We want to be able to do this for the community full time, because we are not living in San Francisco in a cool studio.
We don't all make Randall 4 YouTube money. Not all of us are that lucky to get Randall 4 money.
This is a group of people that came together with a shared dream that play games just the way you guys do. But we have the drive to make it more than that. And I think we're doing it. And it's a slow, sometimes difficult grind. Like we've got a Kickstarter, and hey, people that backed the Kickstarter, there's a digital edition of the book, which it's the early one. It's not finalized, but it was so good to get that out on Christmas Eve and seeing some of the feedback, both publicly and privately, about how good the quality bar is on the Xbox Celebrating 20 Years book is nuts. When I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, we made this. It's insane. Pre-track is a god among men. Yeah, it's crazy, right? But we can only grow if the community are with us, right? And that's why everything we do with stuff like Forgeo, with stuff like Day One, with our forums, is pointing back. What do you guys need? What do you guys want to be able to do to talk about, to facilitate conversation, to provide a good place to have a conversation about games? Because for Discord and stuff like that, it's not for everyone. It's too quick. It's very constant. Stuff gets lost. I like forums. You can go back. You can look at threads. You can reread stuff. Yeah, there's loads to plan out. More shows, more content, more improvements, slicker production. And hopefully we grow enough to get some investment, maybe in some degree. We don't know, but we're out there. We want to make it. So we're going to push for it. And that's it. That's XboxEra 2022 into 2023. We'll have more detail on the site, hopefully January 1-ish, life pending. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for all of the support.
Thanks to everyone for the support over the last 3.5 years.
Bam.
3.5 years.
Mental. All from,
hey, bro,
do you want to do a podcast? Do you want to do a podcast? Yeah, let's do a podcast, bro. Incredible.
Yeah,
let's celebrate with a kazoo.
Let's get this guy let's get this guy who's like was big in Halo gaff, and let's get this guy that
it's nuts.
Runs the OT.
And now look where we are.
Just let me say to you both, you're welcome.
Yeah, man, got to say big thank you to Jesse. All right, like it's true. Like I genuinely think we would be nowhere near the growth level without the crazy, sometimes inhuman effort and putting up with a lot of nonsense from certain detractors online as well, which really irritates me. But we do not bite. We do not participate in the detractions.
No matter how many times I get tagged on Twitter about it.
Yeah, like it's just.
How come you haven't fired me yet, Nick? What the hell?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Nick, I thought you were genuine.
Yeah,
I thought you were a genuine guy, bro. How could you let this happen on your watch?
Yeah. Speaking of backstabbing.
Yes.
Speaking of backstabbing, I was watching Glass Onion.
Oh, movie tangent. Okay. Yeah. This is the kind of thing, like we will have to do a movie podcast because we like to watch movies. Let's talk about Glass Onion. I thought it was fun.
Glass Onion, that was a really good movie. Yeah. I hope these... See, for some reason in my head, I thought it was a sequel to Knives Out.
Only in the returning character of Benoit
Blanc, yeah, Daniel Craig. Not Craig, as the Americans would say.
Craig.
It's not Daniel Craig, it's Daniel Craig. Yes, I came to realize watching this movie that this is probably going to be a series of murder mysteries loosely tied together by Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
as a returning character.
Daniel Craig is Rian Johnson's Poirot, you know, like
Yeah. I like this. Like I like murder mysteries, and I like
if they could go back and call it Benoit Blanc's Knives Out and Benoit Blanc's The Glass Onion. I think it would work better for people.
Yeah, calling it a Knives Out mystery.
He didn't want to. Rian Johnson was like, I hate the fact that they put that on there. I understand why, but I really hate it because it doesn't have anything to do with the first movie.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't, but he's right. It doesn't, but at the same time it does, if that makes sense. Like, I get it, but yeah. I understand why he'd be annoyed that it's like a Knives Out story, because it's not Knives Out. Knives Out is its own murder mystery. Glass Onion is a completely separate thing, like a wholly different story. Yeah, it was good. I had it figured out pretty quick, which is unusual for me.
Yeah.
I usually don't get them that fast. You know what I was waiting for though? Like at one stage, the track I was on.
Yeah.
When we,
don't
my wife and I were
spoil for
watching
anyone
it,
that hasn't watched it yet.
and we were sitting there guessing and throwing our guesses who we think it is, what we think it is, and I'm like, I want it to be Daryl. You know that random dude that's just on the island?
Hey.
And he walked past and Ed Norton's like, he's here. He's just going through some stuff. He's just here. I'm like, tell me it's Daryl. I'm like, it's got to be Daryl. Why do they keep showing us Daryl?
Just for amusement's sake. Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
But yes, I liked Glass Onion.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I think Batista is underrated as an actor.
Oh, he's so good, man. You've seen Blade Runner 2049, right?
No. I have not.
I'm sorry.
I've barely seen the first Blade Runner because I found it so boring.
Yeah, look, it's a product of its time, man. But if you want to be in the right mindset for it. But look, I'm looking for.
So is Batista in Blade Runner 2049? Is he?
Yeah, it's a minor part, but you kind of got this kind of like, you know, you see him in stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's like Drax type character.
Oh, he's great as Drax.
But in 2049, he was acting, man, and he was like, oh man. And equally, like in June, he was really good. But Blade Runner 2049 visually, dude, on your OLED, I mean, it's
I'm sure. I've seen shots of it and stuff.
It's probably one of the nicest movies you'll ever watch.
There's a problem with the HDR conversion on 2049. Yeah, it doesn't take full advantage of OLEDs.
That's a shame. That's a shame. That's a miss.
Oh, my OLED is there. It's my gaming room TV anyway. It's not my living room TV.
But yeah, it's an incredible movie, man. And he's in it. He's a small part.
He's underrated though as an actor, Batista. Yeah. I was surprised to see Edward Norton in it because I didn't think anyone wanted to work with Ed Norton anymore.
Any reason?
Because apparently he's like a psychopath. Like he's just
he did it really well.
Apparently he's terrible to work with. This is all stories you hear. Apparently he's terrible to work with. He tries to force rewrites, all sorts of stuff. Like that's. Haven't you noticed that you've hardly seen him in anything between Incredible Hulk and Glass Onion? You've basically seen him in not very much. Because apparently he's not great to work with. But yeah, it was good. I quite liked it a lot. I think, like, as a murder mystery movie, I felt like it took too many liberties, like just convenient stuff to just try and explain away stuff that probably shouldn't have happened. I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly, and you can't talk about it without spoiling the movie.
Yeah. We don't want to spoil
But there's stuff that happened, and it was just like, okay. Like, see, I can't say it without spoiling the movie. We'd have to talk about it off air. But like, there's, someone gets shot. See, I can't.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't do it. You can't do it.
You can't say anything without spoiling anything. You can't.
It's a good movie. 100% give it a watch. It's on Netflix right now. I think it dropped 23rd, just before Christmas Day. So
it's very, very good.
And this is why the Patreon's going to have a movie spoiler cast, so we can talk about everything.
Yeah, and then patrons can choose to listen to it or not. But yes, the first movie also is on Netflix as well, and I actually ended up rewatching it because I enjoyed. It's
good.
Glass Onion.
Knives Out was good too. As a murder mystery movie, the first one's better than the second one.
Yeah,
purely in the sense of the actual mystery we're trying to solve. And everything that's happening and how it gives out the clues and all that sort of stuff, the first one is better.
Yeah. And it's worth mentioning, Rian Johnson is already working on the third. Like, he could go off and do other stuff. He's got a deal with Netflix to do another movie.
Good.
But he, rather than work on something else, he's actually like, I kind of want to do this. And as a fun tip, if you like these kind of murder mysteries, he did a really early movie in a similar vein called BRiT. with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which is sometimes some people may not have seen it. It's quite a small movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was quite young. But yeah, worth a watch if you like that kind of like, what's going on? Where's this all lead to? And you can kind of see some of his why he ended up doing Knives Out, I think, in BRiT a little bit.
2005
as well.
Looper, I love Looper. Looper's fantastic.
Oh, Looper is amazing. Oh my god, Looper is so good.
Really freaks me out.
Another one is The Last Jedi. No, I'm kidding.
Ah! Man,
I like that movie.
Star Wars. Freaking Star
The Last
Wars.
Jedi.
Yeah, he was joking, bro. Yeah. He was joking. Don't worry.
I like The Last Jedi compared to the other ones because I don't.
No, hold on. Remind me. Last Jedi is the Ryan Johnson one.
Yes, the last one is Rise of Skywalker.
That one is good.
Terrible. Yes,
The Last Jedi is one of the best Star Wars movies of the 9 of them. Where Rise of Skywalker is probably the worst of the 9 of them.
Yeah. Had you seen? I wish I could find it again. There's an original script for Rise of Skywalker that was pretty good. And then they cut most of it out except for like that dagger and the assassin. They kept that. Then interjected Palpatine has somehow come back and all that dumb shit.
Oh, God.
They just completely took it over.
What's your name?
Ray.
Ray who?
Right. Speaking of Star Wars,
Skywalker.
Andor is the best Star Wars has ever been and is the best TV show of the year.
Mandalorian, man. I don't know if you can beat
Mandalorian season 1's shit. Season 2 is okay.
Yeah, I can't disagree. Like Mandalorian, on a looks perspective, super cool. But as a way of telling a story, I was kind of like, and they've all been like that. I need to try Andor. But yes, I can see BRiT in the chat. Rogue One, yeah, it was the best new Star Wars movie. Come at me.
Really?
Yeah, man. They like
it had a similar issue where they chopped it up and really fucked with them a lot and pissed them off.
Oh wait, I liked it was dark.
So Ryan Johnson really did direct Looper.
Yeah.
Wow.
God, when I found out he was directing Star Wars, I was like, "Oh, he's a really good director. Like he does some cool films." So
Looper
I was excited.
Is so good. I absolutely loved Looper.
Yeah,
that is one of the best movies. It's
the
so
bit
good.
where bits of him started disappearing because his younger self was being tortured in the present, and like the older self, like
and scars would appear,
freaks me up, man.
That was
the address go here, like no, just grim. We got another super chat from Inked El Chapo.
Oh, do we?
We do.
Oh yeah. Thanks for the previous answer. Is there any news on the next Xbox show so we can get release dates on the big games releasing in 2023? Happy New Year. Jeff and I spoke about this last week. Jeff and I spoke about this last week. Both of us had independently heard that sometime in Q1 there should be an Xbox show because they want to do one before E3. Both of us had heard
have
that
enough content to now, right? So yes, please.
Jeff had heard specific months like Jan, Feb. All I got told was Q1. Sometime in Q1 was all I was told. But if Jez is hearing early, if Grub's hearing Jan, Feb, it's more than likely sounds like it's going to be earlier in Q1. I don't think they'd leave it as late as March, would they? But
I hope not. I don't think they can. I don't think they can afford to. Games, they've got to start hitting this year. And look, this is a good tangent, right? We've still got some stuff to talk about, but let's change gears and use this wonderful super chat as a methodology to talk about that's what we're hearing Q1 for the show, right? A show method and format yet to be described. But if memory serves, I think they've hired some new folks, right? Like some new internal folks to do that kind of thing.
Former editor-in-chief at IGN.
Yes. So
yeah,
that's one thing. But what are we expecting and what are we looking forward to from Xbox in 2023? Like, what do we think is going to land? Now, to caveat this, shut up. To caveat this, the team are working on the top 10 studios we're excited by. I don't think we'll quite go down to that level, but what are you expecting, Nick? What are you expecting from Microsoft in 2023? What do you think the big guns are going to be out? The known ones and the guesswork. They've announced a lot. Think about everything that we've know that's announced. What do we think's actually
Starfield,
going to land?
Redfall.
Yep.
Starfield and Redfall have to land. There's no choice. Like, if they delay Starfield, if they were to delay Starfield to 2024, that would be, oh my God.
That would be very painful.
Have you seen the tweets they've been doing? That game looks real pretty.
It does.
Starfield.
No, Redfall. They've been doing
Redfall.
tweets a bunch for Redfall, and it looks real nice.
Yeah, I think that's going to be landing early next year. I don't think that's like. I heard May. I heard May, but I don't know. Part of me thinks
Okami. Look, put it. I wonder if he'll mind me saying this. So Akami Games. There's a Twitter account called Akami Games. And we again spoke about this last week. Who put out a tweet originally saying March is the release date. Then he put out an update saying, "Oh, now I'm hearing it's been internally delayed to May." I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. He showed me. So we're in a DM on Discord, and he showed me his proof about the game being released in May. I'm not going to lie. I didn't 100% know what I was looking at. But whatever it was I was looking at did look legit. So it does look like the game is probably coming out in May. Based on what he showed me.
He's very upset. He can't.
Based on what he showed me, it looks legit to me. So take that as you will. So yeah, I guess May is it. I still think June for Starfield, personally.
Yeah, you said like June 6th. Like you actually gave.
Yeah, I reckon June 6th. I don't know, because someone asked on Twitter.
It better not be.
Someone asked on Twitter what date. I just put June 6th, whatever. I haven't heard anything. I just put June 6th there.
That date.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft delayed it to be their big second half of the year game. I don't know.
Absolutely not.
I think they need to get over this idea of putting everything in the last quarter of the year. Like,
yeah, I know.
Dumb games are a year-long thing.
I know. Well, Redfall's going to be first half of the year, isn't it?
I think that's going to lead this showcase, whatever's Redfall's going to be the front and center for that. That's going to be.
Motorsport was the only one given a more specific time frame. Motorsport was listed as spring.
Oh, really?
Spring 2023 for Forza Motorsport.
And those guys have never missed. Turn 10 have never missed.
Oh, Turn 10 are like
super efficient.
They are the studio. They are the studio that gets stuff done.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully Motorsport's good. I don't mind track racing. I prefer track racing to the open world stuff. It's just I'm not a big sim guy. That's my only thing with Motorsport. But we'll see. Redfall, I just hope they nail the gunplay. Like
that's the scariest thing for me. If it doesn't aim right, it has to aim right.
Deathloop's gunplay's not great.
Yeah.
Like it's just I'm not a huge fan of it.
They're always really good on PC, and then they nail mouse and keyboard, but they rely on auto aim pulling you in on console, and I'm hoping Redfall's not like that. Yeah. And it's UE5, I think, so it should feel better.
Redfall that's more so than any other arcade game. Did I say arcade? I meant arcane. Okay, I did say arcane.
Yeah.
More so than any other arcane game, Redfall needs to nail the gunplay.
Yeah.
Because it's literally the like Arcane's other games have so many other elements to them, like exploration and puzzle solving and this and that and the other. With Redfall, this is just a shooter. This is a straight up shooter.
Nope. They've said it is an arcane game.
What?
It's an arcane game, so expect
it is an immersive
sim stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
God, they're not showing it in that light.
Well,
that's not the light they're showing it.
I think that's a very deliberate move, right? Because they first had the big pushback that Microsoft just made them do a zombie Left 4 Dead ripoff, and then they were like, no, don't worry, Arcane fans, this is an Arcane game. But Arcane games have always, and keep me honest here, Jesse, always been critically very well received, but commercially never been quite as successful as they probably deserve. So I think this is a very deliberate way of marketing this game to appeal to Joe Public, who want to just shoot some vampires with some friends. And my God, if they don't get co-op right. Like if it's a nonsense kind of co-op where only one person can progress, or
It is.
Really?
One person can progress.
Why are you doing this, developers? The year is 2022.
2023 when it comes out.
Okay. Right. That's upsetting.
Maybe they've changed it at some point. Who knows? But for now, that is what they had said it was.
But either way, it looks cool, and it can be played solo. It can be played with friends. It's probably a game I'd have a LAN party for. Like if it came out, I'll be like, "Hey, buds, come around. Let's do three days of shooting vampires and having fun."
Does Diablo 4 count if ABK goes through before it releases?
Console warriors will certainly say it does.
If I get it on Game Pass, it counts for me. I don't care who publishes it. I don't care who owns it. If it's on Game Pass, I am happy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how normal people see it. But if it's not first party,
it's all the people that are flipping out about, what are they going to have this year? And I'm like, they've already shown like 45 day one games on Game Pass, and I want to play almost every single one of them. So I'm happy.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, if we are talking first party, which I assume we are.
Yeah, let's keep it to there from Microsoft because they have to have nothing.
So the only ones we know of right now are Forza,
Redfall,
Starfield, and Redfall.
And
apparently that doesn't count.
Minecraft Legends.
Yeah, that's due.
Okay. And apparently those 3 of those don't count because they're delayed 2022 games.
I don't care about that. They are coming out next year. So
there's 6 things, right? Forza Motorsport, Redfall, Starfield, Era, History Untold, Minecraft Legends, and shit. No,
all right,
shit.
History Untold.
Age of Empires 4 on console.
Age of Empires 2.
What's Ara? What's Ara History Untold?
Ara's History Untold is a RTS game.
Yeah.
Their Microsoft Publishing is doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Age 2 in January. Not that far off.
Yeah.
And we'd have Squeaker Brood review it, but he doesn't have a freaking console, so.
Do we think Hellblade 2 makes this year? Probably not.
Probably. I want to say. I want to say
it's unlikely. It's unlikely.
Here's the question: that if you were Microsoft now, right? If you was to say, like as Jesse said, those 6 games or whatever, right? Redfall, Starfield, Minecraft Legends, and Forza Motorsport, those alone, paced 1 a quarter, is a really good year for a first party group, right? No one would sneeze at that. You wouldn't face much criticism. So the question is,
enough third person camera though.
The question is, should they, if they could, or should they? Is this the time to start pacing it out and giving teams appropriate amount of time? Like I don't know the answer to that. It's a business decision, I think, at that point, more than just a creative one. But I definitely think we're going to see gameplay from more of these titles now. And there's still the announced stuff, but we've not seen any gameplay on Contraband. There's the rumored Wu-Tang game. There's the Project Dragon stuff from IOI.
Project Dragon.
Fable, we still need to see gameplay for. Perfect Dark, we still need to see gameplay for.
Packages arrived.
Compulsion, I think, is just going to be. I think Compulsion's game is going to be smaller. Oh, pause the chat. Merry Christmas.
Is that
to my
favorite
Melbourneian?
Do I use this to cut it open?
Amazon came through. Kid Smooth in the chat with a super chat. Hellblade 2 or Avowed holiday 2023. I don't think it's impossible for Hellblade 2, but I definitely think we're going to see. I feel like Hellblade 2 we've seen gameplay enough of now that it's got to be kind of nearly done. And Avowed, we've heard it's nearly done, or we've seen some leaked screens, but we've not seen gameplay since that initial trailer. So it's kind of like
had a lot working against it with UE5's issues and only finally really getting up to speed, as well as needing so much in-person work during COVID for all the motion capture. I'm just not sure.
So this was a Christmas present I ordered for Nick. I'd like to say for the record, he didn't get me anything. But it's time now, Nick, for you to be welcome to the world of not using shitty fucking coffee pods. All right, welcome to a proper way of making coffee. Any Italians in the chat? I got you, fam. Now, I couldn't find the coffee I use, so I got their perfect coffee.
Their coffee.
All right, if you're unsure on how to do that thing, I will send you like a quick guide video.
I'll check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, it's really simple, man. You fill the bottom thing with water up to the little knob. Then you put your cup in, you fill it with coffee, little mound. You don't press it like you see the baristas do. You just leave it heaped and unpressed. Screw the lid on. Put it on a medium temperature. Don't blast it up
just
high.
watch this video.
Yeah. Oh, it's how to make.
It's a bit different. This one's rounded.
Yeah. So, man, Australians must be catching on because so many of them are out of stock. So I got a larger one. So
really?
Because you like your coffee. You can keep it going throughout the day. You can make iced coffees with it in plentiful amounts. You can share it with the missus, whatever the case may be. But you get your ground coffee beans, you put them in the pot thing. It's simple. You'll love it. I promise. You're going to be like, oh my God.
I can always buy the coffee, even if this particular coffee is not great. I can always buy that other stuff that I like from Foster and Black.
Yeah.
And give that a go. Interesting. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
If only John had ever sent me anything. Oh, wait. No, never mind.
Very simple.
John, I need a better GPU.
Okay, bro. I'm on it.
Because I want to get a 4K monitor for their producing, and I need a 4K video card, so like a 3090 maybe.
So I've got to put that on the hot plate, don't I?
No, you can put it on the hob. You can put it directly on your hob, like gas heat in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I recognize that little character.
Yeah, he's very famous brands, hundreds of years old, I think, in Italy.
Okay.
That's a Bialetti Mocha, M-O-K-A song
there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that mild interruption, but I'm glad that turned up.
Yeah.
That was entertaining.
Yeah, my wife just brought it in.
There you go. Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Another super chat.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So we did Kids
Chapo.
Moves. Yeah.
Is the Lawnmower 4.0 releasing on Game Pass next year? Wow.
We'll talk about that soon. I think Nick, you said you had something really bold. Was it bold or bald planned? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah. So what were we talking about before the coffee?
So we were just saying,
us?
Hellblade 2 or Avowed, end of the year, holiday 2023, Kid Smooth. What do you think is going to land? Because I was like, Hellblade 2's been seen more. Avowed, we've seen one CG trailer and a bunch of leaked screens, and some reporting from Jez saying, yeah,
it's a weird one because Obsidian have demonstrated an ability to do more and get more out. So I could see a world where Avowed, just out of nowhere, is shown at whatever this Q1 show is, E3 bang release date, and it's out by the end of the year. Yeah. I could see I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying I could see a world where that happens.
Because again, this as I understand it, and I totally feel, because I think the team were really cross, and I feel like some of the ire might have been directed. Although to defend Jez, I don't think he ever said it's like Disco Elysium.
That was Grub.
That was. Oh, okay, Grub. But basically, there was some ire directed from the team that released Pentiment, including Josh Sawyer, right? Because he was like, it was never that, and now it's set up this false expectation of what it could be, and then we have to fight against that. And we didn't even get the chance to show off the game, and they were annoyed about the leak. So I feel for the Avowed team, because there have been multiple leaked screens. There have been people saying, oh, it's virtually ready, it's going to come out, and then it didn't, and then they're angry at them for the game not releasing. But it certainly feels like, as Grounded teams wrapped up, have they been put on to get this out the door?
Oh, they're doing Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, okay. But equally, I think Avowed
is Grounded.
Avowed is smaller in scope, right? So it's more Outer Worlds than Elder Scrolls, right? That's the general understanding. I don't want to misspeak, but that's
bigger in scope than Outer Worlds.
But it's
nowhere near Elder Scrolls. No.
Yeah.
Few games would be.
So maybe that could be like another holiday.
And they'd want to get it
release.
out soon, wouldn't they? Because then that other game just gets shown that looks a lot like Avowed at the Game Awards.
No, the one thing was it had the hand magic, but that was it.
It just looked very much like Avowed, so they probably want to get it out there sooner rather than later.
I don't think they give a shit. They got Game Pass.
Yeah, I guess. I just wonder if there's going to be any surprises, like anything that comes out this year that we're not expecting.
Jeff told us one last week. That we'd be hearing a Tango Gameworks game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The Tango one. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I mean, you'd hope there'd be something. There'd be some surprises. In the end, even if the number of games isn't huge, which I don't think it needs to be when you have Game Pass, like you've got stuff like Benedict Fox coming. What's that game? Party Animals? What's that funny looking Party Animals?
Yep.
You know, you got so many Game Pass launches next year. That I don't know if the number of first-party games matters as much as people like to make it out.
No.
But as long as whatever comes from first-party, as long as whatever comes is good, and as much as it sucks to say, as long as the Metacritic is good enough.
Jesse, scroll back up on that list.
Yeah, this list is fucking ridiculous. This is all already confirmed.
Look at this, right? So Persona 3 and 4, Monster Hunter Rise,
working on reviews. Working on a review.
Atomic Heart.
I'll review GoldenEye.
Yeah.
It can't.
I'll review GoldenEye.
Flintlock, Siege of Dawn. Scroll down.
I am. Yeah. It takes a few seconds.
Planet of Lana.
Yeah. Last Case of Benedict Fox. Valheim on console should be pretty big.
I'm actually working on getting someone from the team from Planet of Lana on the show.
That'd be cool.
Hey, Nick, you noticed something cool here? That Pure Xbox threw in your rumor. Large batch of Activision games for back compatibility coming to Game Pass.
Wait, what side is that?
I think it's Pure Xbox.
It's not us. It's a competitor. Giving you some free advertising, boys.
But it just is a large batch of Activision games. That's not my rumor. That's a large batch of Activision games, as in probably some old CODs and probably some Tony Hawk and Sekiro and all that sort of stuff. It wouldn't be.
You had a rumor about a large batch of Activision games. That's what you said. I'm giving it to you.
My rumor was that if ABK goes through, there should be another final one last batch of BC games that comes.
Literally what this is.
No, it's not.
It is Activision games.
No, all right,
Arc
kids.
2. Arc 2.
And it's Age 2 is the one that's dated for Age 2 Definitive Edition is January. No date on Age 4 for console.
The thing with Arc 2 is I've got a funny I can't remember if it's something I've been told or just I think Arc 2 may end up being like a long-term exclusive or permanent.
I think there was something in they recontracted or it's a lengthy Game Pass contract. Arc is permanently on there, isn't it? I think that might be what you're
something
referring
like
to.
that. Maybe I'm misremembering. It was ages ago. I can't remember if there was like permanent exclusivity or maybe it is permanent Game Pass.
Arc 1 is permanently on Game Pass. Yeah.
Is it?
That is contractually, it's in perpetuity.
And Arc 2 was like a couple of years even. I think it was pretty long.
Yeah, it's pretty decent chunk of time.
You're very happy with Game Pass.
It's a crazy.
Most developers are. Like, this is the thing. Like, you don't hear, and I mean, that could be part of the contract, but you don't hear many detractors of Game Pass from people that are on it. Like, because I feel like there's this weird perception that developers are forced onto Game Pass. They're swindled to being into Game Pass. Like, in the end, Xbox and the developer/publisher come to an agreement. on that game being on Game Pass. If that publisher or developer weren't happy with the terms, they wouldn't agree to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So you really don't have to stress for anyone that's on Game Pass. They probably got paid fairly handsomely to be on there.
But I mean, I look at that list alone and I'm just like, how can I don't have the time for all of this. It's nuts. Like, and then you add in the big guns and whatever else Microsoft are going to show off this year, it's going to be bonkers.
And the standard third party stuff.
It's like, man, we're going to be drowning. It's going to be a challenge, Jesse. Are you ready? 200 games reviewed this year? 2023? Let's go. Oh,
He's
man.
muted.
Yeah, he's muted.
Sure, if I can get paid even a little something. Or $500 a day.
Yeah, a day. We got Ryan P.
Super chat from Ryan P. How much did you spend on gaming related stuff in 2022? I bought Modern Warfare. That was $100. I bought Kirby. That was another $60. Spent a bunch in Fortnite and Rocket League. So I don't know.
Another $5,000.
Yeah, a few hundred bucks there. I think. Oh, there's all the accessories I bought though, like the Ragnarok controller and the core controller. Yeah, actually, I did probably spend a fair bit in the end. Wow, and that was like without many games.
I probably spent less than £100 on gaming stuff.
Really?
No,
Man, I bought a Splatoon OLED.
I spent at least 600 because 500 of that I bought an additional Series X for myself.
Okay.
One for in here, one for the front room. So, but outside of that, I virtually bought 0 games. Although I did get the one game I really wanted to try that I just refused to buy because it was crazy expensive. But 2K sent me a little Christmas present which had the Quarry in it. So
nice.
I'm play that. I can play that with some friends. Like do that as like a little TV show type gameplay.
Yeah.
Really liked Harmonica's review of it, so looking forward to trying that out.
How much money is my time worth?
1 copy of Halo the Master Chief Collection on Steam.
Shit.
You know, I thought this was going to be a really short episode.
No, mate. It never is.
We haven't even,
episode, we're hanging out, we're chilling.
We haven't even started talking about the ABK stuff.
Well, look,
it's already been nearly 2 hours.
I feel like we've covered, what we're hoping to see in 2023. And we're talking about Game Pass, but I tell you, there is someone out there that doesn't even see Game Pass as a threat, doesn't even see it as a competitor privately. Publicly, big problems with Game Pass publicly.
What? Yes.
But apparently, allegedly.
Yes. Allegedly, according to Tom Henderson's sources, apparently Jim Ryan sent a memo or an email, something, basically saying that, Game Pass. We've got more subscribers than Game Pass. Game Pass is
nothing.
Game Pass sucks. Don't stress, guys. Game Pass sucks. Don't worry about it. So, there was a fair bit of talk. Which I mean, but remember, this is all just conjecture and
hearsay.
Yeah, like this is all according to Tom's sources. Like this is obviously nothing official. But I mean, obviously, I think why some people are finding this odd is because it flies in the face of how
everything
they're fighting
and all
against
of the noise.
ABK. Yeah. I don't think it's something Microsoft can use as ammunition.
I'd love to see a copy of that email, like or a memo or a recording.
My God.
Can you imagine if that leaks the drama?
Oh God.
More drama? Oh,
maybe Phil should just reach out to Tom Henderson to see if he can get a copy of that email, eh?
That would be so.
Because that would be quite a weapon in the case against the regulators and Sony. It's just you have to wonder. Look again. So if we live in the world, where this email or memo, whatever it is real, you have to wonder, like, I don't know, why? Like, why
have that conversation?
publicly? Yeah, why publicly be crying and fighting and all that sort of stuff? But then within the company, you're like, Game Pass
Don't worry
sucks.
about it, bros.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Isn't it weird though?
It is a bit strange, but I can totally see it, man. Because a lot of the posturing and the hoo-ha about ABK from Sony is, your market leader position could, for the first time in 30 years, be under serious. You'd have to actually compete.
But in terms of the email, though, like, is it?
I don't think it was an email. It wasn't a public
memo
or an internal Q&A session, because I don't think it was something shared like in writing. It was a
right. Okay.
Yeah, it was a conversational. Are we worried about Game Pass? Nah, bro. Game Pass. Don't trip, dog. That kind of thing.
So was that just them, I guess, putting on a front, a show of strength for the company internally, I guess? Because
I can't answer. That would be conjecture on my part.
Because I've seen people mucking around and giving Jim Ryan a bunch of crap on Twitter, and I'm just like, again, as I've said so many times before, I feel for this guy in so much as he's not, like, Jim Ryan's not a complete idiot. Like, the reason he's running PlayStation is because of how well he did with PlayStation in Europe.
Yeah.
And I feel like, as I've said before, I feel like he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Japan would be pushing back on everything modern that he'd want to do. He also, as much as people don't believe it, he would also have fans to think of, and the hardcore. Like, again, I'm not saying they're like a major thought, but they would be a thought.
Yeah.
He also wants to push PlayStation into the future to not fall behind on things. Like, let's not forget, it was PlayStation who bought Gaikai on Live.
Yeah.
It was actually PlayStation that were dabbling in the streaming future before Microsoft were. So, and now subscriptions look like they're going to be the future in gaming. And again, this is me saying it looks that way. Whether it ends up that way is another ballgame. Like, funnily enough, as much as people like to decry Game Pass, I actually think the subscription model suits games more, even though it's been adopted more widely in TV and movies. I actually think it suits games more from a business perspective. Like,
yeah, I can agree with that, man. Like, I can agree with that.
Think about it, right? Think about movies and TV shows. Movies go for about 2 hours, and TV shows are usually between 30 minutes and an hour. You know how much content you have to produce to make a subscription sustainable in movies and TV shows? It's a lot. Think about it. You have to produce a lot of content. In games, those games were being made anyway. And this is what people don't get about Game Pass. Forza Motorsport's not being made because of Game Pass. Forza Motorsport was being made regardless.
Yeah.
So was Halo Infinite. So was Fable. So was Redfall. So the subscription model works in gaming because games can be played for 100 hours. They can be played for 3 hours. They can be played forever. I don't think a subscription in gaming requires that same bombardment level.
Yeah, you've got to have the next release like every
straight
week
away. Like,
I
don't think a game subscription needs that bombardment like movies and TV do, which means that in movies and TV, it becomes so much more expensive.
Yeah.
That's why you read about Netflix barely breaking even or not even making money, because you have to spend so much money on content. where in games, the games are being made anyway. They're coming. The games are going to come. Before Game Pass existed, we used to get drowned in games anyway. So I feel like the subscription model works better. Yeah. And Jim Ryan probably knows this. That's why he's restructured. Plus, that's why, again, I'm holding firm. They're going to do day one. No matter how much Sean Layden says it's not going to work, no matter how much the fanboys think it's not going to work, but Sony's going to go day one. They just don't currently have the first party output to support it at the moment. As in, and I'm not saying they don't have games. I'm saying as in they don't have enough games coming out per year.
Yeah.
To support PlayStation Day 1 yet. Because Sony's not going to want to rely on the third-party launches as much as Microsoft has. Because, while I'm not going to call it a myth, because that's not the right word. While the sentiment still exists that Sony's install base is significantly larger than the Xbox One, if we're strictly talking current gen, so series consoles and PS5. While that notion still persists and exists, despite me personally not believing it, third-party PlayStation Plus launches are going to cost Sony more than they cost Microsoft.
Yeah.
Because apparently there's more PS5s out there, which means more potential lost sales. So it's going to cost Sony more. So Sony's not going to want to rely on third party the way Microsoft can. So I don't think you're going to see day one on PlayStation Plus for probably... I assume it's going to be at least another year. At least.
I have to pause you. There's breaking news from Jez
Gurdon
from Windows Central, confirming, is according to his sources,
first week of May,
that Redfall is targeting that first week of May. So there it is. Right.
So I'm assuming that maybe Akami shared with Jez what he shared with me. Like I said, what I saw looked legit, and when I was like, okay, that looks like it's coming out in May. So now Jez is reporting on it 6 minutes ago. We beat him to the punch.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm guessing Jez, because he's tagged Okami here. He's saying the rumors began with Okami 13. He's saying our own sourcing corroborated. Okay, so maybe he didn't show him what he showed me. But what Okami showed me...
He might have shown it to him, and then Jez also went and got...
Yeah, maybe that's right. Yeah, that's true. So I guess he showed him what he showed me, and to me it looked legit. With my limited knowledge of how this shit works.
With a form of the Forza Horizon 5 Premium Edition to get early access. I like that.
Ooh.
Means I don't
That's good, because that means that review code will actually be available with a decent lead time. Hooray.
It was 4 days on Forza Horizon 5. It wasn't decent.
It's better than a poking the eye with a sharp stick.
Give me 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'd love to. That's one thing. Like,
I want a month with Starfield, and if I don't get it, we riot.
Yeah, let's actually have a riot.
See, there you go, guys. You got the news before it was posted by Jez. See, look at that.
Providing the service.
Yeah. So what we're talking about? We're talking about
Game
Jim
Pass.
Ryan, So I still think Jim wants to push PlayStation into the future, but he can't just jump off the edge the way Microsoft did. He's just not. They're not coming from the same place. So he's just got to do it slowly. You're going to get games day one. Just it's probably a while away.
Yeah.
That's all. That's why you see them buying all these studios. That's why you're seeing them pivot towards more games as a service games and multiplayer games, because they need more of that stuff to support a subscription and just to do something different. Because I don't care how popular your third-person over-the-shoulder bangers are right now. They're not going to be popular forever. There's going to come a time when they're not the...
Yeah, people will be like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, so they realize they need to diversify, and that's good. That's a good thing. I'd love to have creative PlayStation 3 era Sony back. They were trying stuff back then. They were doing cool stuff back then. It was good. I'd like that back, but we'll see how we go. So yes, that's Jim Ryan's thoughts on Game Pass. Apparently, he doesn't see it as a competitor, which flies in the face of how they're treating this ABK stuff. Speaking of ABK,
Speaking of which,
Chile has joined Brazil and Saudi Arabia in approving the ABK deal.
Yep. In phase 1.
Yep. That's good. I don't know. I haven't read. Were any findings published?
I think it was just. I don't recall. I just remember reading. Yep, it's just approved. Yep, no issues, no concessions.
Because you know how with Brazil, they
were very front.
Released, they released their findings. So
what's the deadline for? Isn't the CMA meant to be coming out with something early January?
The 3rd, January 3rd.
Yes, that's something else I put in the notes. They're preliminary findings.
One thing I've seen from Chile is they said with other big third-party companies such as Electronic Arts, Epic Games, Ubisoft, and others, there was still plentiful competition. That was their findings. Wow. This does not limit the competition. There's still a bunch of other publishers, dumbasses.
Yeah, I've found an article here that has a quote. In the last few hours, the news has arrived that the National Economic Prosecutor, the regulatory authority competent in this type of transaction, announced its position on the acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft, and the vote was in favor of approving the deal in phase 1. According to the prosecutor's office, the operation was unable to substantially reduce competition by considering, among other things, the patterns and preferences of video game consumers in Chile. Furthermore, he added, in its analysis of the horizontal effects, the investigation excluded risks considering that in markets where the parties overlap their activities, and in brackets it's got here, development and publication of video games, distribution of computer games, and sale of merchandising and digital graphic advertising, there were no exceeded the market concentration threshold set out in the 2022 Horizontal Merger Analysis Guide, and that a large number of relevant competitors in a dynamic market were observed. Wow. They talk about Call of Duty. In the assessment of vertical risk, the possible blocking of inputs was excluded, consisting in the fact that Microsoft, after acquiring ABK, stopped supplying games such as Call of Duty to your competitors. This considering, among other arguments, that ABK faces competitive pressure from players such as Electronic Arts, Take-Two, Ubisoft and Epic Games, Sony and Nintendo, and that the relevance of Call of Duty would be relatively less in Latin America than in other regions of the world. Basically, they're in favor of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's, again, like when you read the stuff from the places that have approved it, it's all just like logical stock standard stuff.
It is amusing, isn't it? Seeing these other, arguably they have less, what's the phrase I'm looking for? They have less sway, right? Like Microsoft, if Chile said no, Microsoft wouldn't be held up, or, oh no, we can't sell. They could potentially be like, what are you going to do about it? Everyone else says, yeah. Whereas the UK and the US are big enough markets for it to be like, yeah.
The three that mattered were the FTC, the EU, EC, and the CMA in the UK.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thanks, Dave. Serbia. I think Serbia approved it as well.
Yeah, correct.
My thing is, again, like, it's the arguments. Like, when you look at the 3 or 4 that have approved it, none of them really mention Sony.
No.
Where the ones that seem opposed look like they're out there to protect Sony's best interests. And that's the part I'll never understand. Regardless of whenever the hell this goes through, I'll never understand the need to protect a market leader. I just don't get it. It just makes zero sense to me. It just, it the whole thing is weird. The way there's a different set of rules for Microsoft. Microsoft can't have exclusives, but Sony can, and everyone's like, "Oh, but you're comparing Spider-Man and Final Fantasy to ABK," but it's like but that's not what it's about. It's not like, remember, right? Regulators' first job is to protect consumers. That is the first job of a regulator, to protect consumers. So I'm talking from a consumer perspective. If I'm a consumer walking into a store and I want to buy Spider-Man, I have to buy a PlayStation, despite the fact that prior to 2018, Spider-Man was on Nintendo platforms, Xbox platforms, PlayStation platforms. Spider-Man was on everything, right? As of 2018, though, if I wanted to buy Spider-Man, if I walk into a store and I want to buy Spider-Man, I just have to have a PlayStation. Bad luck. That's life. Deal with it.
Too bad.
If
sad.
if Microsoft locks away Call of Duty, it's the same thing. If I walk into a store and I want to buy Call of Duty, this is if Microsoft was to lock it away,
which they've promised they won't.
They've signed a deal with Nintendo that it's coming to Switch. So if I walk into a store, I can either have an Xbox or I can have a Switch, PC, like
cloud.
So even if they took it away from PlayStation, there's plenty of other avenues that a consumer can choose. Like consumer,
choice.
like, I just don't understand this thing now where exclusive content is not allowed on a certain platform. The fact that COD is huge, I don't know if that should really factor in. It's ultimately one video game in a world where tens of thousands of video games exist. So it doesn't make sense to me that all of a sudden there are certain new rules that are coming up because Call of Duty is so big.
Like, it's really bizarre. The whole thing is so strange to me.
And again, like, please do your best. I know it's hard for some people, but do your best to take away your love of a certain brand or a certain console or a certain whatever. Just try your best to argue the deal on its merits. Like, take video games away. If it was cars, let's pretend we're talking about cars. Let's pretend we're talking about phones. Let's pretend we're talking about some other market. For the PlayStation fans that are all over Twitter right now saying how this deal should be blocked and protect us, ask yourself the question. If this case was about cars now, and you saw regulators going out of their way publicly to protect the market leader in cars. So let's say we were talking about a deal that was happening in electric vehicles. Who's the market leader in electric vehicles? Tesla. So if you saw regulators coming out to block a deal from another manufacturer wanting to gain foothold in electric vehicles, and you saw regulators protecting Tesla, wouldn't you find it weird?
Yes.
Wouldn't you find it a bit odd
Very
that the
strange.
regulators are protecting the market leader? Like, if you want to promote competition, then that means you should be letting someone who's coming in third strengthen their position in the market for more competition. Again, take video games away. Take all of that stuff away. Just look at it on face value.
I feel like when you see the FTC saying what they're saying, it is very much big tech bad. We let a load of crazy shit slide for years. And now we're just going to make a point that big tech bad. Because Microsoft is big tech. And it's like, it doesn't matter what their position is in the market. And I've heard the arguments, right? Like, could Microsoft afford to do this without an acquisition? In theory, yeah. In terms of, could they organically build X number of teams? But it's not conducive to reality. Like, they want to compete right now. And this is the way they want to do it.
Well, that's the thing. Those same people saying, well, why don't they do it organically, are also the same people dumping on them for having no games and mismanaging their studios.
Yeah.
So which way do you want it? Like,
not that way. Not like this.
Yeah. Don't do it that way. It's like, I don't know. Just again, like, and this is coming from the perspective of, yes, I prefer Xbox as a platform, but I've got no vested interest in the ABK deal. In fact,
You're not
I've
a big
said many
fan,
times,
you've
I
been
prefer the ABK deal doesn't go through because it's distracting them from getting other better stuff done, like Sega and Capcom. Like, I'm just trying to look at the case on its merits. Like, there's really no logical, realistic reason to block this. None at all.
Yeah.
And I get Sony. Sony wants to stall it while they get their stuff ready. You know, Sony probably also thinks they look a little bit foolish because here's the regulators trying to protect them, saying, oh, but what about streaming? And what about subscriptions? And it's like, yeah, but Sony had their chance. Sony bought Gaikai. Sony bought OnLive, chose not to invest in it, and decided that future wasn't for them. So you can't now turn around and go, well, Microsoft's going to have the monopoly in streaming. Stadia tried and failed, and their failure had nothing to do with Microsoft. Amazon are doing it right now and not doing much. Nvidia have had their crack at it and aren't doing much. So it's not Microsoft's fault that all their major competitors didn't believe in streaming or didn't invest the required amount in streaming. That's not Microsoft's fault, and it's not Microsoft's problem. So you can't sit there and use potential monopoly in streaming as an excuse to block ABK when it's not like all these companies have failed in their streaming endeavors long before Microsoft have bought ABK. Stadia's gone now. And ABK hasn't gone through yet. So ABK has nothing to do with Stadia failing. Same with Nvidia. Same with, look at Luna. Do you even hear about Luna anymore?
No.
They haven't acquired ABK yet, so ABK's not the reason Luna's not doing much. Like, you can't... Yeah, I don't know. Like, they're coming up with, like, weird... They're twisting themselves into pretzels to find reasons to not let this through. And it feels like in their heads, because it's Microsoft and ABK, two of the biggest of the big, they're like, surely we have to block this. We just don't know why, but we have to because they're both big.
We better come up with a reason and fast.
Yeah, like we need to find a reason to block this because it's a big company buying another big company. So even though we can't think of a reason right now, surely there's a bad reason for this. Like, and again, in the video game space, there isn't. Like,
yeah,
that's where, you know, I've seen people clowning on Jez for some of his tweets towards Lena Khan. You know, the funny thing is that Lena Khan tweet, I actually don't think that tweet had anything to do with ABK. I think that tweet of hers was just a general...
Well, no, her op-ed was about Epic Games Studio.
Epic?
Yeah, it was about Epic.
Oh, was it?
Op-ed. Yep.
Oh, okay. So I wonder why everyone took it like she was talking about ABK.
He did call out. I think he did word something ABK related in there.
So her op-ed was mostly about Epic at the time, but then her tweet tried to also tie it into ABK a bit.
But she doesn't even mention ABK in the tweet. She was just talking about big tech and illegal deals. And I mean, what makes them illegal? This is what I don't get.
I think that phrasing is a bit weird. Like,
yeah, illegal. And I'm not talking about ABK illegal now. I'm just talking about these tech mergers in general. What makes them... Illegal's a very strong word. What makes them
just
illegal?
Smidge.
Like, it's one thing to say unethical. It's one thing to say anti-competitive. Like, they're all words that could apply to big tech mergers. But illegal?
Yeah,
what makes them illegal?
Weird word to use.
Even if Disney now turned around, even if Apple now turned around and bought Sony, nothing would make that illegal. That's just... I found that to be a very... Why are we cascading? Yeah. Why are we cascading?
I don't know. I was trying to keep people interested during ABK talk.
But isn't ABK talk what people want? Most weeks we try not to talk about it, and people want to talk about it, so we're talking about ABK. Isn't that what everyone wants?
Now you're talking about it even more. You're talking about it like 40 times at once.
Impressive.
Yeah,
impressive.
I don't know. I just come on, chat, get involved. You're the ones that always want to talk about ABK. I don't. I'm regurgitating the same arguments because there's nothing new to talk about. Like, it's just, look, my hope, apparently phase 2 is the more serious, in-depth stuff. So hopefully the CMA comes to their senses and actually looks at it properly with their preliminary findings and says, look, odds are there's not going to be an issue here. And then they approve
I think
it no longer.
that would be super interesting, right? Because the FTC aren't blocking the deal.
No.
Right? They can't, as I understand
they
it. They
can't
right?
block it.
It's more... And that's why it's going to be super interesting to see what the UK do. Because if the UK come around and go, actually, we kind of did this and looked at where we stood law-wise, and we this is fine. Or
the FTC
this
didn't
is fine.
try. So they took it to their own court instead of the federal court. They didn't file an injunction to try and block it. They just brought it to their own court to try and drag it out. Probably because they know they don't have much of a case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say, if the FTC truly believed in their case, I'd say they'd take it to federal court, where they'd still lose anyway. But the fact that they didn't go to federal court yet, probably.
And Microsoft, I think they were quite direct. I think they called the FTC's approach unconstitutional, which is a big American word, right? It's unconstitutional. Can't do that.
That's freedom right there, brother. Don't you talk shit about that.
Hey. No, peace out, man. Peace.
Wasn't it funny to see the FTC protecting a Japanese company from an American company? Does anyone else find that odd?
We're all about diversity.
That's the spirit.
I don't know. I just find it weird. Like, the FTC is American. Microsoft's an American company. Sony's a Japanese company who also happens to be the quote-unquote market
big tech,
leader.
Man. Big tech.
So why is the FTC protecting the Japanese company?
Big tech bad.
Just fine. I don't care either way. I found it odd that the FTC is protecting the Japanese company and they're not supporting the American company. Like, in the end, if you want to promote competition, don't you want your third place competitor to be stronger? So let them buy to improve their market position. Like I said with Jeff Grubb last week, if there's one thing the video game market has taught us for the last 30, 40 years, it's that competition breeds competition. So someone steps up, that forces someone else to step up. When they step up, then it forces someone else to step up. Like, the GameCube was a failure, so we got the Wii. The Wii was a smash hit. Then we got Kinect. Then we got the Move controllers. Then, because the PS3 got so destroyed, Sony went back to the drawing board with the PS4 and made their changes. Xbox Live Gold was kicking ass, so PlayStation started giving away games on Plus. Then Plus ended up doing really well, so Microsoft started giving away games on Gold. Like, that's how competition works. Someone comes along.
It's all for our benefit.
Disrupts, and then the leader has to step up. So if regulators' jobs is to promote competition, why are you protecting the market leader from competition? It just doesn't. Oh my God. It just makes. And I'd love to hear from someone. Maybe we can find someone to get them on the show. I'd love to hear from someone who's opposed to the deal, but opposed to the deal not because they're a PlayStation fan worried that Sony's not going to be the market leader. I want to hear from someone legitimately against the deal for proper reasons. I just think we'll struggle to find that person, but I'd like to find that person because
I'd like to believe
I like having debates with smart people, especially people that are smarter than me, because I usually learn something. But so far, all the arguments I've seen against this deal are just bullshit fanboy arguments. There's no legitimate ones. Like, especially when we know that Microsoft has offered a deal to Sony to keep COD on there longer. We know they've signed a deal with Nintendo to get COD on Switch or Nintendo platforms, whatever. So there's this. I can't think of a logical reason for this deal to get blocked. But I'd love to have a chat with someone who does think it should get blocked for legitimate reasons. I just don't know if that person exists.
Maybe they're.
If anyone's watching, if anyone happens to be watching, out of 232 people, but only 136 likes.
Whoa. Yeah, the like to people watching ratio is way off. What's that about?
If any of you 237 people watching, if any of you watching are opposed to ABK, that's fine. I am too. If you're opposed to ABK, but you have legitimate reason for if you can explain to me a legitimate reason for the deal to be blocked, I'd like to hear from you. Let's get you on the show. Let's have a chat about it.
In a super chat, $50.
No, let's get you on the show. I want someone to explain it to me. There's got to be something that these regulators are being told or whatever that I'm not seeing.
The quality of guests you're asking for right now might not be up to our standard, Nick.
Yeah, didn't you know that the XboxEra podcast had people like Jason Ronald, Ed Freeze, and Phil Spencer himself on this year?
Phil Spencer. Yeah.
We had a conversation with Phil Spencer. How weird is that? We just sat around and talked.
Yeah.
I just want to hear a legitimate reason from someone as to why this deal shouldn't go through. I really do. I like I said, that's why I still go back to that Brazil thing. Because I love that they thought of the whole... I didn't even think of it. It didn't even occur to my simple brain that, hold on. What if they're so big because of ABK that they block third-party games from being able to sell on their platform when they become a dominant market leader? I didn't even think of that. And that's genius. Like, that's the sort of stuff I want to hear from someone. That's the sort of stuff I want someone to jump on and say, no, Nick, this ABK deal shouldn't go through because of ABC.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to hear. But I don't want to hear, but Sony will be fine. Leave Sony out of it. Like, anyway. I don't know. Do we want to keep talking about this?
I think we've said what needs to be said, right? We'll find out more by the time the next podcast rocks around. We should have the UK's feedback, right? January 3rd. That's Wednesday.
That's their preliminary findings.
But that is where I think you're going to see a shift in tone, in my opinion.
Probably.
And if you do, that's
I think
going to be
January
very
3rd
good news.
is FTC's first pre-trial hearing. I don't know that the CMA has an exact date. Maybe they do too.
I don't know. In the end, the FTC and all of these groups, they need to look deeper than big tech bad. Don't let big tech buy more big tech. The video game market is more unique than that. It's more intricate than that. Do your research.
And
just
also
do your actual research.
The strategy of going to court and knowing you'll lose, setting precedent for the future, doesn't seem very bright to me. I don't know.
No, it's stupid. It's stupid. Anyway. Is that it for the news? There wasn't much news. I'm surprised we've been talking for 2 hours.
Yeah, 2020, 2000 change. The only thing I wanted to mention was the Stalker 2 devs released a new trailer.
New video.
Which was really good. Good for them. You know, that's a really, really cool.
I emailed them to get us on the list.
Lovely.
I found their info.
Lovely. So, you know, kudos to those guys, man. Imagine building a game under the conditions that the Ukraine people are going through right now.
Yeah, I know. One of their developers died.
I know. Fuck.
He died recently defending his country.
You think about that, man. What are they doing? They are under threat, under fire, being bombed, and they're making a toy. All right, don't kid yourselves. That's what video games are. They're entertainment. They are a diversion. They're a distraction. And they're still doing that to deliver something that fans want all over the world. So really congrats to them on getting the trailer out because it still looks really freaking cool.
Yeah, it looks good.
And yeah, that's another one for Xbox coming to console.
Wasn't
I
there-
believe as well they
again-
were quoted as saying no plans. Now,
Yeah, they
people have been
weren't going to
taking
do a
that-
console version until Microsoft came to them. This is the only reason
Yeah.
it's coming to
Well,
Xbox.
But then originally it was looking like there was 3-month exclusivity on Stalker
That was the
2.
Epic Games case that showed that they had paid for at least 3 months.
Yeah, where now it's looking like, at least in the near term or the short term future, there's no other console versions planned.
Yeah.
No PS5,
But
nothing.
I would say that during these marketing deals, that's what they all say. So like, don't read into it too much. But equally, I would say, is their big focus going to be on getting a PlayStation port done in some sort of super timely 3-month fashion, considering the pressure they are under? Probably not. So it'll be exclusive for a while, I think.
Yeah, I don't, and you know, before the toxic idiots start, I don't think this is like a money hat situation. I think this is our lives are
Legacy
under
2.
threat situation, and we're struggling enough just to get the Xbox console version done with everything going on. Let's not worry about this other platform that we probably don't have a ton of experience in.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they're not like a AAA dev.
Yeah, and they said they
They're
they weren't ever planning to put it on console until Xbox came to them.
Which is cool.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft helped with a bit of funding too. I wouldn't be surprised.
100%.
So anyone holding out for a PS5 version, it's coming to Game Pass. Like, just, you know, get yourself a Series S or something, because you might be waiting a little while.
I mean, they've all
But
got
Stalker
really
2 looks-
powerful PCs. They just play it there.
That's right. You all have powerful PCs with 4090s. Go for it.
Have fun.
Okay. So I
Cool.
think that's it.
Well, does that mean it's
So-
just fun from here on out? There's no more ABK
Yeah,
talk.
na-
It's just
name-
pure fun.
So name a game first.
Yeah, let's do name a game.
Name a game first.
Okay.
Name a game. Okay, look. I'll admit I didn't have a good idea or a funny ad for Manscaped this week.
Oh.
That's why I brought this down. So as opposed to having a funny ad, how about I just I'll shave my balls like live
Well,
on air.
Nick, we can't do that on YouTube, dude.
Hey.
Dude.
Jesus Christ.
Hi everyone. I've been asked to read this statement out on air on behalf of XboxEra. We would like to just confirm we do not condone any public nudity on YouTube, and we apologise to our audience and our sponsor for going too far on this particular occasion. And as a result, Nick, you're fired from the band. That was fun. We're just kidding. We weren't going to get Nick's testicles out on screen. Besides, they're already super smooth thanks to the Lawnmower 4.0.
Yes, that's right. I didn't need to shake because I shaved them the other day with the guard on. I didn't have the guard on, but always with the guard on.
Okay, that was fun considering that we literally spitballed that at the beginning of the show. Japes. We hope you were amused, peoples. We hope you were amused by the possibility of seeing Nick's testicles on YouTube.
Wrinkly old raisins.
Yeah.
But they hang really low, like knocking around between
I
his
wish.
knees.
I wish they did. I really wish they did.
The thorough shade of Dad Brown.
You know, I can put myself down here, actually. I'll go down here and I'll be real big. Whoosh!
Boom.
Hi, how's it going?
All
All right.
Okay.
We got question number 1 for name a game. It's the
Wait, topic.
I'm doing the whole intro. Don't worry. I'm gonna get through this time. I won't forget like last week. So right now, Nick is up by 1 game for the 2022 crown.
Jeff Grubb won on your behalf.
Yeah, he came through.
Jeff Grubb's a fucking legend. And Colt did very well. Colt did
tried very hard. He was his way into it. Everyone loves Name a Game. It's a game where I take I'll do a topic, like last week was Christmas games that have Christmas in them in some way, or take Jesus Christ, you're on fire. Oh no, you're fine. Vaping is bad.
Yes.
I will take a video game name in a specific topic. This week's topic is games that have released or are going to release day 1 on Game Pass.
Ooh.
I take those game names and then I thesaurus them up in my brain with synonyms, and you got to guess what they are.
Interesting.
Starting next year, thanks in large part to all the wonderful PR companies we work with, we'll give a game away to someone on Patreon every week. Each guy will play for one person, and then whoever loses, that person will hate them the rest of their life.
So, yes, from next year, every week we will play with a random patron or YouTube member, and the winner gets a free game code. So,
all right,
let's talk about incentive.
And we'll have free shows and all this shit, and you guys can fund us getting to do this all day. Question number 1. Day 1 Game Pass releases, past, present, or future? It wouldn't be present. Nothing's coming out today. It is Constellation.
Nick.
John.
Oh, Nick got it.
Nick.
John couldn't remember his name.
Starfield.
Starfield is correct. See, that's the bad thing when John can't remember his name.
It's true. I forgot the stupid name rule.
Hey, even Jeff and Colt were getting into that rule just fine.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. I mean, it is stupid, but he's not wrong. That's why I need a Go XLR. All right.
Yes.
Number 2. Swaddle. 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 A game coming or that has come out already on Game Pass.
Oh, or has come out. I thought it was games coming out.
Yeah, any day 1. It either already has or it will come out.
I know what swaddle is.
You should like a swaddle a child.
Yeah. Swaddle.
Look, most of these aren't perfect one-to-one synonyms. They can't be because video games have dumb names.
Yeah. Swaddle.
I'm trying to think of a game name that is even similar to...
That's in that vein.
I can give you one little hint. It is a future release, not a past. Upcoming. Already announced for 2023 release.
Swaddle.
It has someone's name tied to it in our spreadsheet. 3 letters in that name. Nickname or first name. John or Sik.
Ooh. Wait. I'm down to review this mystery game. Holy shit.
Man, this is...
It was announced at the June showcase. Last hint, you got 10
We're
seconds.
both not getting this. You may as well have buzzed this out
10,
by now.
9, 8, 7, 1.
I have no idea.
It is Cocoon.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck.
Shit. Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
My God.
Yeah, I did not connect Cocoon to...
I forgot the Cocoon was a thing.
Yeah, it's
So
from the devs of
if it was not
Inside
Hitman.
Play Dead, isn't it?
This is why you need 10. This is why you need 10 of these.
Yeah,
We don't
I've got
always
10.
get
We're doing
these.
all of them. Next one is... Next one is Multicolored Hexad Attack Removal.
Sorry, say again.
Multicolored Hexad Attack, removal.
Hexad.
Look, if you see something like Hex or Septa or something, just assume it's the only other way I can say a number. Because I can't just say the number.
Yeah.
Off the top.
Oh, Nick. Rainbow Six. Oh shit, what's it called?
Need the whole thing?
Yeah, I know.
5,
Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege Extraction.
Got it. Well, just
That's well played.
God. Okay.
Well played.
That's a pretty
Well
good
played.
one.
That was good. That was good.
One more for the win.
All right, one more, and then John gets just completely embarrassed.
Yeah,
He
it's
makes
fair.
a comeback.
It's life. That's life.
Hemorrhaging border. Hemorrhaging border.
Nick.
John.
Nick.
Bleeding edge.
Correct. Wow.
Yeah.
Sweep.
Damn. Well played, mate.
Well,
Yeah.
John owes you a game. He's already bought it, so he's good.
That was a Christmas present. Now this is the game winning.
Look through all the codes. I've got
presents,
98 codes right now. Just look through one. Ask
Why?
for it, I'll tell you no.
Good game. Good game. GG's.
Yeah.
You
Let's,
want to
Now
know
we're doing
copy it
more,
back
though?
for Blood Gold Edition?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do the rest. Let's
All right.
totes do the rest.
Easy one. Badlands Remade. Badlands Remade.
Easy one. Man.
Or something remastered.
Badlands. Oh,
I reviewed. Go ahead.
No, because that's not another word for Badlands.
No.
Badlands.
5,
Remade.
4, 3, 2, 1. Wasteland Remastered.
Oh. So I was like, oh, Borderland, Badlands, yeah, Wasteland,
Waste. You should have said something to do with waste. Like
Badlands,
rubbish
Wastelands.
or something.
Rubbish area.
Rubbish.
remade.
Yeah, rubbish
Publish.
area remade. And then we'd be like, oh,
Maybe I'll do that next
Wastelands.
time. I got
Maybe he will. You know, there's other wastelands to worry about.
Notify my self-intention.
What?
Notify my self-intention.
What the fuck, man? I'm not with it today at all. It's been a long week. I'm too tired for this shit.
I'm going to lock myself out because I've won anyway. Nick.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Hold on. This didn't really... Oh, my God. I'm just going by... No. Cancel. I'm not saying it.
No, you said your name.
Because
you
I was...
said it. You've already won.
No. Because it's not a Game Pass
Anyone
game.
in chat
It
got
didn't come
this?
out...
It's pretty good.
It didn't come out
What
on
was
Game
it
Pass.
again?
It's a backwards compatible
Notify.
game.
Notify my self-intention.
Because the game I was about to say is a backwards compatible game. It's not on Game Pass.
Notify. Alert.
Yeah, notify myself. Reminder? Reminding? To notify myself is to remind... Oh, God.
Man.
Jesus, lucky the easy ones were at the start.
Yeah, Jesus.
Joseph Staten.
What? Hey, clicker M44. I was thinking Remember Me. That's the game I was thinking. And I'm like, wait, that's not a Game Pass game.
How's no one in chat gotten this? My God, you guys are normally good.
Notify myself intention. Fuck, I got no idea.
Not even Joe Satan literally just should give it to you. What has he worked
It's
on?
a
besides
Halo.
What?
Joe
Joe
besides
Staten's Halo
What did
Infinite.
he do before Halo? He did a couple of games before Halo.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He helped on
Oni?
Crackdown 3. It's not Crackdown 3.
I don't know what else he helped on.
Tell me why.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
God. Me.
Tell me
God.
why.
Yeah, I am too tired. I think I'm at a distinct disadvantage that when I play this game, it's 1:30 a.m.
Yeah, Nick's just having his maca.
Yeah.
Intention.
Okay, here's an... Yeah, tell me why. Intention. Why? Why is something happening? It's intention.
Stupid
Yeah,
game.
eat shit. All right, next one. The external spheres. The is just the. The external spheres.
Spheres. I had a game and then I'm like, wait, that's not spheres. Oh, wait, yes it is. Nick. The Outer Worlds.
Yeah. I had the outer and I was like, what game started with the outer? Man, my brain is not on at all.
Yeah.
All right.
The external spheres, is this another Manscaped ad? Anorexic in the chat.
Declared. Declared, one word.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm dead now.
We have talked about it in this show.
Declared.
Is it coming out in 2023?
Yeah.
Declared. John, Avowed.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you, English language.
Okay. This messed up. 1 sec.
Wow.
The next one's unbelievably easy. If you don't get it, I'll be mad. Flawless Unlit. Flawless Unlit. Flawless.
John.
Perfect
Dark.
Correct.
Didn't we do Perfect Dark last week or the week before?
We've done multiple games multiple times. So there's no getting around it. And Restored. Last one. Restored.
Future or past release?
Future. Delayed from 2022.
Oh. John? Replace?
That is your name. Correct. No, John
See,
wins.
why can't we have these questions at the beginning of the quiz? Those three.
You win. Nick owes you a game.
That's better.
And he has to buy it Australian. It's £450 for him. Equivalent.
I would like Dead Space.
It's nice to want things.
$70. I'll just ask for an extra one and I won't give it to you.
Right. Tormented.
It's 100 Australian. 10% off with Game Pass. Or EA Play.
Wait. Oh,
Whatever.
I was going to say, it's not a Game Pass game, is it?
No.
It's an EA Play game.
If you have Game Pass Ultimate, you have EA Play.
Shit.
Therefore, you get 10% off.
Do I still have this? I think I still have this song. Okay, 1 second.
Oh, God, no.
Look, we're doing a Friends quiz. I'm putting the Friends music on.
Okay. Is it the one that...
It's the one that won't get us DMCA'd.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, before we dive into the Friends quiz, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of our patrons and our YouTube members for supporting the channel, the site, and all of the crazy stuff we do. It's been fun hanging out with everybody in the chat today. You guys have been a good laugh. So much appreciated. A big thank you to all of those guys. If you're interested in supporting XboxEra to achieve our lifelong domination goals for 2023, so that we can do this full time across the board, consider visiting patreon.com/XboxEra and becoming a member. You get all kinds of lovely perks, including merch for the higher up tiers you go. But at bare minimum, you get a delicious ad-free browsing experience on the XboxEra forums. Alternatively, you can become a YouTube member here and get emojis and stuff. But yeah, much love. Thank you very much. Traditionally, for Christmas, Nick and I, because we're old, we do a Friends trivia quiz. I feel like Nick's got all of the answers there in his hand, so I'm going to be somewhat
I should
of a
have these out
disadvantage.
in case the questions are there.
But we'll
Should
see.
I have the scoreboard again?
Might as well.
All right, that means I need to make another scoreboard. Hold on. It's going to copy and paste the same one. There we go. Hey. Oh, the music's playing. Let me know if the music's too loud or if you can't hear it at all. All right. I got to make sure I don't do the same ones I did last year.
It's very
quiet. Okay, I can turn it up. There's 150 questions, so we'll do first to 76.
Please, God, no.
No way. I'm not doing that many. 99 Rukin. I would dominate a Big Bang Theory quiz because I'm the only person that watches Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, sorry. I have too much.
I would dominate that quiz.
It seems real.
Okay.
Obscure. All right, question number 1. An easy one. What year did Friends first premiere?
Oh, my God.
Nick.
Nick.
94?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, how far are we going?
First to
What do you
10.
think?
First to
All
10.
right. What was the name of the game Chandler made to give Joey money? Made up.
Nick.
John.
Nick first.
Cups.
Correct.
That's correct.
Question number 3. What fruit is Ross allergic to?
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
What?
Ross is
I never
allergic
watched the
to a
show, so I have
fruit?
no idea.
I didn't even know Ross was allergic to a fruit.
Oh, no. I do know this.
Nick.
Kiwi.
Correct.
Yeah.
Googled it. Cheater.
Yeah.
You know, I swear on my children, I half guessed it.
You hate
I
your
don't know
children.
how. I don't know how Kiwi came into my head, but it did. I don't know
right.
how. That was a guess.
That
I
Nick will
actually
get
didn't
correct
know
and
that.
John won't. What is
man,
Rachel's favorite flower?
Nick. Lilies?
Correct.
Yeah.
John, we got to do this when you're more awake.
Yeah, man. It's very difficult. Like,
What was the name of Ross and Rachel's male nanny?
Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr. Oh my God, what was his name? Because I always just watch that episode and it's Freddie Prinze Jr. I don't even pay attention to his name.
That is his name,
John.
Freddie Prinze Jr. No, I'm kidding. John, go ahead.
Danny.
Incorrect. You lose 10 points.
No, no.
Don't say
Oh
it
my
in chat or
God,
you
it
get
must be
banned
in
for
these
10 for
cards.
3
Let me
years.
check. It must be in these cards somewhere. Oh, what the hell's his name?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not Christopher, was it? Or Chris or something?
No.
Sandy.
Sandy. Oh, I was on the Danny, Sandy. Yeah,
Shit.
Question number, I'm not sure. Who came on to who in The One with the Videotape?
John.
Nick.
John first for me.
Rachel.
By a split second. Rachel came on to who?
Ross.
Correct. That was very close, Nick. I don't know how it'll show up on YouTube. It's very close.
Yeah,
We'll get
because
the
I won
buttons
last
up
year
live
and
at
Nick
some
started
point.
to get came up with this whole name thing.
No,
What?
I won the Friends quiz last year.
Did you?
I couldn't even find
Yes.
it. I don't. No one. It wasn't even in the timestamps. No one cared about it that much. All right. So next question: what was Rachel's bra size?
John.
John. You get this right, it's really getting it wrong.
Yeah. 32C?
Correct. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Get in there, boys. He's back in the game. To be honest, I've had a thing like stealth brag. I've always just been able to assess and guess.
It's that
that
episode.
was-
She goes, if I was 36 double D, we wouldn't be having this conversation or something like that.
Next question. What word did Rachel misspell on her resume?
John.
John,
Resume.
No.
Ah.
you lose 5 points. You're back down to 0. Stealth rule change to help Nick.
No.
Nick, you have 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. Computer.
Oh, it was Condudo or Computer or something. It was very ridiculous.
All right. This question requires 3 answers. What are the names of the triplets Phoebe gives birth to?
Holy shit.
Oh.
That's brutal, man. That is brutal.
Oh, I know one. I know one of the
Jesus.
names 100%. It's the other two.
The next question on this quiz is what city is it set in?
Oh, really? Chicago. Oh God, what are their names?
Look in chat.
John.
John.
Chandler was one of them. Chandler
Yes,
Jr. They've all got
Chandler's one.
Junior on, right?
I know Chandler was one.
And Frank Jr. was the other.
One more. Maybe you're correct. Maybe you're not. Who knows?
What was the wife's name?
The
What
chick
was her
from
name?
that 70s show.
Leslie Jr. for some reason.
So you've got it close, except for
Oh,
how
it's Frank
pedantic do I
Jr.
get?
Jr. It's
You
Frank
got
Jr.
it.
Jr.
You got it. That's it.
Ah.
Correct.
Do I get that? Do I get
Leslie-
that?
Yes, you got it before I said anything. Leslie, Frank Jr., Jr., and Chandler.
Oh my God.
Wow, what great writing on
Jesus
this show.
Christ.
All right. Next one. What city is friends at? No, I'm kidding. Next one. What is the first wedding gift Monica opens?
Oh, John. Oh shit.
I know what he's going to say, and it's wrong. I know what you're going to say, and it's wrong.
Oh, is it salt or is it it's pepper? It's a shaker of one of those spices, and then they have to look
consider
for
that
the
close
matchup.
enough. It is a tiny salt shaker.
It was a salt shaker, yeah. Why would you? What did
We're
you think I
tied.
was going to say, bro?
I thought you were going to say the punch bowl.
Oh no, because I
John
remember
has
because she
woken
opened.
up
She goes,
and we have a tie.
"Ooh, game on!"
All right, next one. Nick's gonna find a way to complain about this and say we're cheating.
Let's do this. Let's do
He
this.
didn't even want to
John
do
looked
name a
at the
game.
chat.
I haven't even got YouTube open right now. I've just got StreamYard. Mostly because
Rachel's
Vampire
sister
Survivors.
Amy. Question: Rachel's sister Amy decides she wants to become what after babysitting Emma? Nick.
A baby stylist.
Correct.
Yeah, that's good.
Question: Ross and Carol were busted having sex on which Disney ride?
John.
John.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Incorrect.
Brutal.
You lose 6 points. You're down
Stop
to
telling me I
-2.
lose points. Also, what is the score right now? Is it 7-all?
It's 5-4.
5-4.
Nick is up by
5-4.
1 point.
Okay.
Nick, do you know, or do I pass?
Oh, John.
You two.
I know
lose.
it. I know it.
You're out.
I know it.
You're out,
If
though.
Nick,
It doesn't matter.
If
You're
Nick
out.
gets it wrong.
If it
Look,
gets
we
it wrong.
can do it if you guess Nick and you get it wrong, then John could have another chance.
Oh, since when did we add that rule now?
Oh,
now,
come
'cause I
on.
want you to lose.
Come
Nah,
on,
that's
man.
bullshit. You
It's fair
can't just
game
add a
now.
new rule on the fly.
I'll
out
give
of
him
game.
half a point. How's that? He'll go to 4.5.
Nah, you locked yourself out. Bad luck that you know it after.
You got 5 seconds, Nick.
Don't-
Wow.
I
Don't
even know
save
any
him,
Disney
chat.
rides.
5,
Don't
I don't
save
even know
him.
any Disney rides.
3. Well, Nick, unfortunately, it's a small world after all for you.
What?
That's the answer. It's a small world.
I didn't even know what the fuck that ride was. Okay.
It's really bad. No one goes on. No one likes It's a Small
Okay.
World. Next question. Which friend entered a Vanilla Ice lookalike contest and won?
Nick.
Nick.
Shit. Ross.
Nope. You
Oh,
lose 3 points.
I thought it was Ross.
Okay. John.
There's only
Well,
2 left.
Pick 2. Which one looks more like Chandler.
Incorrect. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Correct.
Joe.
Tied at
Oh,
5.
hooray.
Ding, 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 ding.
Because you know what? I got thrown because it's that episode where they started telling secrets on each other, and then they screwed up and they started going after the wrong person, and then I thought it was they said it about Ross, but Monica goes, Chandler entered a Vanilla Ice contest, or Ross said it about Chandler. That episode with the 3 of them were going back and forth at each other, exposing each other's secrets. Damn it! I got them mixed up.
Ooh, we got a true or false. Next one. True or false? Monica ate macaroni off a jewelry box she made.
Nick.
Nick.
True.
Oh, John gave you the answer. John gets the point. Just kidding.
Shit.
No, he
Nick
knew
is
that.
now up 6-5. 6-5.
He knew that.
Next question. Phoebe thought Kenny the copy guy was who?
Nick.
Nick.
Ralph Lauren.
Correct.
Yeah. Like, I was laughing before I even.
Oh, shit.
Next question. What is the name of Joey's Barca Lounger?
Oh.
Man. Yeah, I don't know this.
Shit.
10 seconds.
Come on, cards.
Through osmosis, just stick them on your head. 5
Shit.
seconds.
It's a really dumb name, too.
3, 1,
Ah,
2.
can't remember.
It is Rosita. Rosita.
Yeah. Now you've said it, I'm like, yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
Next question. Monica could not tell time until what age?
John.
John.
Damn it.
You only got.
It was really old.
You're gonna have to start talking. You get 10 seconds. You get 5 seconds if you can't.
19.
Same episode.
Incorrect.
No. It was the same episode as the one we were just talking about where they were telling each other secrets.
Yeah, I
and
can't
Chandler
remember.
behind her goes,
All right. Nick,
you
you got 5 seconds.
Nick, 6.
Incorrect. 13.
Oh, damn it.
When you guys call your name, you get 5 seconds.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Next question. Phoebe created a 3-dimensional picture of a woman named what?
Oh no. The stupid painting.
John.
And then she made a
John?
second one.
Edith.
Incorrect.
Edith.
Nick, you have 5.
No, I haven't said my name. You said it's 5 seconds from when I say my name.
The first person who says it starts up the timer, and then you get a little extra time.
Oh my god, you're changing the rules like as we go.
Yeah, because you guys are just procrastinating to shit and back.
Because we want to win. This means everything. This means everything.
3.
What's her name?
2. 1.
Judith.
0.
I don't know.
Correct. It is. No, I'm kidding. It's Gladys. The name
Gladys.
is
Yeah.
Gladys.
Of course it's Gladys.
Who was the second one? There was a second one she made, remember? Because Monica and Rachel were fighting over it. And then she brought in the second one. It's like, no, I want this one now.
Yeah, because it was much worse.
It was way worse.
Oh, dear
Next
God.
question. Chandler and Joey both dated an actress named what?
John.
As in the actress in the
John.
show? Or
Kate.
Almost.
Maybe
it was
as in
a
the
nickname or
actress
something.
in the show? Or
They
as
named
in...
someone that was an actress in the show.
Oh, because
Just
I
an
was going
actress
by the girl that Chandler fell in love with that Joey was dating. That was her name, right? It was Kate. And he bought her the Velveteen Rabbit and the whole plotline there.
But was she...
There's a different name
so
listed here.
Right.
I'm guessing
she's
it's
an
character
actress.
name. It's never actress name. It's always character name.
Yeah. What was her name? Jesus. That was such an
I'll give you
early
6.
season.
5. 4. 3.
Wasn't it? Was it Catherine?
Correct.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
Well played. Yeah, I got my name
Kathy.
right.
I got
Kathy.
confused between actress as in
Yeah,
the
they're
real
only
life
ever doing.
actress.
Yeah, they're only ever doing character names.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I thought my Kate was Kathy.
You were very close.
Yeah, frustrating.
Yep.
Next question. What did Monica want from Phoebe as an engagement present?
Oh man,
Oh Jesus!
what did Monica want from Phoebe as an engagement present?
It's an engagement present, not a wedding present. Engagement present. Fuck. That's going to annoy me when we get this answer.
5.
I'm going to go out on a limb because otherwise this will go on forever. John,
5.
was it massages? Like she
Incorrect.
wanted? You can, yeah, okay, there you go.
It was not massages.
I was going to
was
say
a
ice
happy
sculpture.
Incorrect.
I was going to say
It
ice
is
sculpture, but it's not
Her
a...
grandmother's cookie recipe.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yes.
How do you not know this? I mean, I didn't know it, but how
Nestle
do you know?
Toulouse.
Man,
Did the whole Toll House recipe, and it's really funny.
That's right. Jesus.
Next question. Who had a pony and a boat at age 15?
Nick.
John.
Nick.
Rachel.
Incorrect. Correct. Kidding. It's correct. Nick is correct. Nick
Man,
is
I literally
one
just
away.
pressed mute to cough, and I was like, "John, it was so bad."
For
Jesus.
the win.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Infinite bragging rights at being
Yeah.
the
God.
biggest nerd that no one likes. Next
Yeah.
question. Phoebe said something was wrong with the right or left phalange of Rachel's plane. Which side? Right or left?
Nick.
John.
Nick.
Left.
Yeah, it's great.
Correct.
Boom.
Special Dick has won. Yet again. John has
I mean,
let us all
is it
down.
something to be proud of? I got Rachel's bra size. We've both got
Boom.
plenty to be ashamed of here. Well played, Nick.
Dead Space
Well played.
remake. Woo!
Yes, John, I will try and get you a code for it so that you don't have to waste 70 pounds.
Thank you.
It's Patreon money. It's what all these fine folks.
Patreon money is mine. I take all of it. Me.
That's what it all goes towards. The stuff like this. And look at all the free games we're giving everyone next year.
That's not
Dead
Patreon.
Space Remake. Dead Space Remake, baby.
And those free games are my press contacts being nice people.
Oh,
Buying games like that would be a
GGs.
massive pain in the ass.
10 to 5. I rocketed out to 4, then you pulled it right back, and then I just went bang, like Usain Bolt. I just pulled away.
Is that it for 2022?
Yeah. Oh, community questions.
Oh my god.
Okay, shit. All right, let's start real fast.
And we've been going for 3 hours, and we've still got community. There's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of them.
Okay.
There's
not a lot of them.
There's a couple more. I reopened a thread for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I saw you did that.
There's just one. It's not long. You're fine.
Yeah. Okay, so time for community questions. Look, there's a New Year's Eve party tonight, so I don't know if I can be bothered doing like super detailed timestamps tonight. I might just keep them simple and anyway.
First question.
Or maybe someone from the team watching could be doing these timestamps.
Maybe someone
for me
who's
as a
been in
Christmas
chat
present.
the entire show.
Yeah, we got like 73 XboxEra team members. Maybe one of you guys could do the timestamps for me as a New
Have you
Year's
seen me try and get
Christmas
people to do
present.
reviews, man? It just doesn't happen. All right.
Okay.
First question.
Hytham G. In this year's podcast moments I had that I liked was the Overdose project, the chili dog, corn dog, along with ice latte question. Ice lattes are the best. My enthusiasm of the TGS question. Last but not least, the most funniest of them all were I made a mistake on Neil's last name as a slang, and it was the best, funniest moment of my life.
Blumkin.
If this, what? Yeah, Neil Blumkin. If this year, how about for you gents? What were your moment of this year on the podcast? P.S. Although it would be awkward and funny to have Sakurai on your podcast, he keeps talking about that. But someone can translate for him if you gents invited people like Push Dustin or Cody Nokolo,
We'll get Genghis.
where they... Sorry? Oh, okay, yeah, where they can translate for him to speak to you guys from him. But what do you gents think of that? I'd love to have Sakurai on, but it's never going to happen.
Did I leave the Friends music going? I forgot to turn it off.
It was... Like, I'm still surprised I got Phil on. Funniest moment of the podcast.
But no, best.
Oh,
he said,
man.
what was our moment of this year on the podcast? I think there's a pretty easy, obvious one we can all point to.
Yeah, Phil being on, but like the funniest. There was plenty of funny ones. Like, man.
I think the funniest one looking back was the Last of Us Part 2. Like, but only when I look at that in
Creaky Legs'
TikTok,
thing.
Creaky Legs edited format. I
Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh.
I actually didn't mind a recent one where we had Tom Henderson on, and I was doing my Manscaped ad, and Tom Henderson was crying at my Manscaped
God,
ad.
he was in pain. Wasn't he? The whiskey glass just constantly going, tinkling.
Yeah, you hear him coming out from his whiskey to say something. I thought that was pretty funny. There was lots though. There was lots. It's
been a funny year. It's been a funny year.
It's been good. It's been good.
People
But
really
Phil,
want the Friends music back. Should I?
No, they don't. They definitely don't want the Friends music.
All right. Next question is from Hugh. Howdy, guys. Hope you all had a fantastic Christmas and are looking forward to 2023. My question relates to Nick's rumor mill last week, where he teased the new Xbox controller with HD rumble / haptics. Just wondering if Nick's source mentioned any other features, specifically a speaker. Personally, I'm not that interested in a trackpad, but I am interested in anything that adds more immersion, which I find the haptic speaker on the DualSense does. As a follow-up question, what was your favorite controller feature from any controller, past or present, and why was it the Dreamcast VMU? Well, it was the Dreamcast VMU. My source just said
the haptics and the touchpad. I asked them gyro, and they're like, I don't know.
You're not great.
I want gyro in it, personally. But all they said was the like HD rumble or haptics and the touchpad. That's all they mentioned to me in this new controller. That's it. But yes, the VMU was the best. There's literally no other answer to that.
Yeah, I can't think
It's
of
the VMU.
Of a particular like controller feature, but then it depends. Are we sticking with just standard console controllers? Because my actual favorite feature of any controller, if we were allowed to just use any controller, was I had an X52 HOTAS, hands-on throttle and stick. And the coolest thing about this was it had a flip-up button like you see in the movies on the joystick in the fighter planes.
Yeah.
You flip it up if we press fire. Super cool.
That would be cool.
It is cool.
I had this. I still have the Sega Dreamcast bass fishing rod.
Nice.
The official Sega Dreamcast rod. I've got that, which is cool. Go fishing with it. I used to have the Samba de Amigo maracas, but I don't think I have those anymore. Samba de Jenny. Such a good song. Okay. Next question. 99 Rukin. Hello, everyone. Hope you had a great Christmas or other holiday. My question today, gotcha. It's nothing. I just want to wish you guys a happy New Year's. Thanks, 99 Rukin. It took me about a second to realize what he was actually saying there. Gotcha, you piece of shit. Okay. BRiT. Happy New Year's to the fine gentlemen of the podcast and everyone in the audience. What will be your last game played in 2022 and your first new game of 2023?
Ooh.
Last game of 2022 for me is probably going to be one of 3, but I don't know yet because what time is it? It's 1 p.m. here. We're going to have to start getting ready. We've got to go have a coffee. My last game played is either going to be Rocket League, Fortnite, or High on Life. My first new game will be the Dead Space remake that I get for winning the quiz.
Comes out on the 31st. You gonna play anything else?
Does it really? Is that when it comes out?
Mm.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I might play something before that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Can Monster Hunter
Benedict
Rise
Fox?
count for me since I'm playing it now and it'll be new in January?
We don't have a release date for Benedict Fox, do we? No, we don't.
No.
Nope.
Damn it.
I will probably not play anything. I might play The Quarry tomorrow, maybe. Might start that tomorrow, but if I don't, then it will be the last game I play this year. Will either be Halo Infinite Forge or Vampire Survivors. And then, the next new game will, if I haven't played The Quarry by then, it will be The Quarry on New Year's Day-ish. Sit down, chill out with that one. Should be a good laugh, I reckon. But yeah, good question.
Yep. DeoGame. Quick question. Happy New Year. Quick question this week. Microsoft is looking to expand into mobile. Do you think we'll see a proper mobile Halo in the near future? Well, to be fair, they had 2 Halo mobile games.
Well, he says more COD Mobile and less.
I know,
Twin
more
Stick,
COD
right?
Mobile, less Twin Stick. I know. I'm just saying that I think those mobile Halo games were genuinely great games.
I'd love to see a genuine,
First-person shooter Halo.
I'd love to see just a straight up port, but everyone's played it at this point, who's that serving, I suppose. I don't
Surely
know.
Halo CE could run on a modern phone.
That's what I mean, but surely just no one's going to bother doing that now.
Why not?
Why would, I don't know.
Make
Maybe
some
I'm wrong.
free money and release Halo CE. Anyway. Spartan Assault and Spartan Strike are both great games.
Yeah.
I still can't believe Spartan Strike's not on Xbox. I still can't believe Spartan Strike's not on Xbox.
Just sitting there waiting for a port.
Just right-click save. It's actually probably one of the rare instances where it probably just is right-click save as Xbox version. Just release it, man. What are you doing?
Weird.
Oh, yes. Every single Halo game in existence is on Xbox One/Xbox Series console. Except Spartan Strike.
Yeah.
Why?
If I ever get a chance, if I ever get a sit down, I'll ask.
Tell
I'll ask the
them.
question.
I mean, I'd say ask Bonnie, but...
I can't have it. Okay. Good old Collingwood. Happy New Year, John, Nick, and Jesse. So, one of this year's biggest games was God of War Ragnarök, where Kratos lays waste to the entire Norse pantheon of deities. However, the other side of the game is the relationship between Kratos and his son, Atreus, and how it grows and deepens as they continue on the path they have been selected for. With that in mind, where do you see your children as gamers 10 years in the future? Will they be esport athletes competing for gold at the Brisbane Olympics? Or will they be hitting the keyboards as burgeoning game developers, creating the next God of War? Will they become Twitch sensations, being followed by thousands, perhaps millions of people? Will they become gamers like you are now? You're passing on your wisdom to the next generation of gamers. Or will they become gamers like you were at their age? Good old Colin. Jesse, can we shop John's head on Kratos' body?
Not the Nick.
Well, I mean, my son already plays Fortnite, Rocket League. He plays Halo Infinite. He plays Goat Simulator. Right now, he's just a gamer that plays whatever's in fashion right now. I could see him potentially getting into esports when he gets older. And by the time he's old enough to want to do that, Australia's internet, or my personal internet, will be far, far better and we'll be able to handle it. My daughter is an interesting one. She plays Fortnite, plays a lot of Roblox and not much else, dabbles in like Animal Crossing. I don't know, but then she loves to like record herself, and like, you know, in the past when she was younger, we found funny videos on her iPad. Hey guys, it's me, blah 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 blah. So at the same time, I could see her being like a Twitch streamer. Hopefully not one of those unfortunate ones. Yeah, I could see my daughter being a Twitch streamer, or even potentially like something in video games, like a writer or something like that, where my son will be more like me. He'll play and he may compete and get competitive. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I see for mine.
What do I see? I don't know. I bought my son an electric guitar for Christmas, right? So now he's following his dad's initial dream of rock and roll stardom. But if that fails, you know, he still loves Minecraft and stuff. I want to see how his attention span develops, because when I was his age, like the plethora of choice did not exist, right? So you had the games you had and you played them or you didn't play. And now he just, it's hard, bounces off, you know, next thing, or goes back. So I worry about that. Like, if he's not going to see it through. Equally, you know, sitting down and playing guitar with him for the first time, he was like, "Oh, it's not making any noise." I was like, "So come here," you know, set him on my lap, and I showed him how to hold that. And I was like, "Okay, so where your fingers pressed on this note, see, this is how hard you actually have to press." And I just put my finger over his and actually pressed it down. He was like, "Ow!" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, dude, enjoy practicing." And he wanted an acoustic. I was like, "Dude, the strings are twice as thick. Like, your little fingers will be bloody."
My daughter plays guitar. She does guitar lessons as part of her school curriculum. She does guitar lessons.
Yeah. They've offered guitar lessons at his school. I've signed him up for next year. But I said to him, "Dude, you spend so much time like Minecrafting and looking up Minecraft guides on YouTube. Look up with beginners guitar stuff. Go, you know, I taught myself how to play." But yeah, I don't know. Harriet. She's made, I'll bring it on the next show. She's made this little cardboard controller. It's about half the size of this Kishi, and it's rainbow colored. And she sits next to me and says, "I want to play." And she'll sit and hold this little flat card rainbow controller. It's adorable. Maybe, I don't know. She's a little bit more single-minded, so maybe she'll get there. But I don't know. I just want them to just enjoy and become well-rounded adults before I worry about what games they like.
I know. So many shithead kids these days, man.
Yeah, that's because let's hit them anymore. What? I didn't say that.
And you know what else? You know what else bothers me? You know what else bothers me about raising kids these days? You're trying to raise your kids properly in a world where no one wants to raise their kids properly.
Yeah.
So, for example,
You sound like every person throughout all of history for the past 5,000 years.
No.
Writing
This is
anything
different.
down.
This is different.
It's never different. It's always.
For example, right? I'm very on my kids about eating with their mouths closed, chewing with their mouths closed, because most people sound like cows when they eat, and it's disgusting. So I have taught my children to try and eat with their mouths closed rather than. But the problem is, I'm one of the only parents that cares about their children eating with their
There's
mouths
8
closed.
billion people on the planet. You don't know this.
In a world where most parents don't bother getting their children to eat with their mouths closed, I feel sorry.
Parents are doing.
I feel sorry for my kids because they get told off if they eat with their mouths open, yet other kids all do it and aren't getting told off. So there's my poor kids doing the right thing while everyone else's kids are doing the wrong thing. That's the hard part. Stuff
The
like
made-up
that.
part. It's hard to make things up like that. I agree.
Do you know what I mean? It's hard. It makes it hard.
Sorry.
Do you get your kids? Do you get your kids to close their mouths when they eat, John?
You're damn straight. I do, my man. You're damn straight.
I hope
so. I don't want to hear that noise.
Oh my god!
My son picks up his food with his fingers, and I'm like, bro, you have forks and knives and spoons. What are you doing?
My son does that sometimes too, for some reason.
Well,
I don't know why.
Like it's just easier, right? Like
yeah. That doesn't bother me as much.
The worst of it is my boy loves mayo. He loves mayonnaise on stuff. Jez would be proud, right? He's like, mayo, right? And I'll give him $1 for mayo, something like that, if it's the meal is appropriate for mayo. There are some meals, like he asked me, like I treated them to steak at one point. Like he had some of my ribeye. And he was like, mayo. I was like, bro, no.
You don't put mayo on that.
That's not what you do. It's like, but I remember distinctly.
At worst, barbecue sauce. At worst.
People, ketchup with steak, it's not the one either. But
my son puts tomato sauce and everything.
He had this big dollop of mayo and he had chips, he had fish fingers. And I was like, that's fine. And I came back, I looked back at his plate and they were all gone. And he had his plate like this. And it was just this dollop of like mayo. It hadn't even been dipped in. Not a single chip had seen that mayo. He was just about to literally just lick a dollop of mayo off the plate. I was like, what the hell are you doing? He was like, I love mayo. I was like, you have mayo with the other things. Like, no.
My son's like that with tomato sauce. He puts tomato sauce on everything, and he'll have the tomato sauce there with chips, whatever. He'll just scoop tomato sauce and eat it. I'm like, dude, it's
my favorite. Like if I'm doing a breakfast, and if I'm doing a fancy breakfast, I'll do like little picobello tomatoes, slow roasted in the oven, 25 minutes, covered in salt and oil, lovely, like delicious little sweeties, right? Like, right. And I'll put them on Harriet's plate, and she'll be like, no. I'll be like, okay, why not? Don't like tomatoes. I was like, do you like tomato ketchup? Yes. Do you realize that that's what a tomato is?
Yeah.
Yes. So why don't you just eat the delicious tomato? Because that's what is.
Nah, that logic doesn't hold. That logic doesn't hold.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Anyway, look,
but even as an adult, even as an adult, that logic doesn't hold. Like, for example, I eat apples. Yeah, I love apples. I eat apples. I love apple in any kind of dessert. Love apple in dessert. You put apple in a dessert, I'm there. Love apple. Don't bring apple juice near my face, or I'll
apple
throw
juice is
up.
delicious. What is wrong with you?
Do not bring apple juice near my face, or I'll
chew an apple,
throw up. It's disgusting.
And that's the juice, my man.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that logic doesn't hold, because it's the same with strawberries.
Crazy person.
I hate strawberries, the fruit, but I'll have strawberry cheesecake. I'll drink strawberry milk just fine. I love strawberry jam, but don't give me strawberries. I hate them.
You're so confident in talking about how insane you are.
Do you know what I hate?
I don't know how to explain.
Do you know what I truly hate? Hot fruit.
What? Hot fruit?
Hot fruit.
Who has hot fruit?
You come at me, it's Christmas time. Oh, let's have a crumble or an apple pie, or anything where.
But that's a dessert. That's not hot fruit.
It's hot fruit, man. It's fruit that's hot with other things. Anything that's where it's cooked, hot fruit. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Bullshit. Apple pies are amazing.
Nah,
apple pie. I thought you were talking about hot fruit as in a raw apple that's warm. I'm like, no.
No, hot fruit, mate. Cooked fruit. It's not my thing.
Nah, that's not true.
Can't do it.
No.
Desserts, this is turning into the dad podcast. Let's put a stop to it before
How
people
about
realize.
a halved peach covered in prosciutto and grilled? It's delicious.
No, hot
Yeah,
fruit.
it sounds terrible. It was one of the best things I've ever eaten. And it sounds really bad. But it was really good.
It sounds disgusting.
Yep.
Damn you, hot fruit.
Okay, second last question. And we've kind of already covered this.
I thought we were done.
No, he just goes on and on.
The Ashen Cohen 09. Hey, John started the
Shut
story.
up, read the question.
Me. What are you personally hoping Xbox can bring in 2023?
Nothing.
Games.
We sort of talked about this.
Yeah, games. Bring out the games.
They need to bring games. They need to bring marketing. They need to start marketing properly.
Need to stop marketing completely. Just stop doing it. You drive everyone insane. No more marketing.
They need to have
portable.
They need to have more shows. Don't just, we keep saying this every year. Don't just rely on E3. Have more stuff. That's what I hope they bring.
Pretty simple.
Okay, last question. Jesse, brother. Merry New Year, you well-shaved bunch of testicles. Remember the guard. John, glad to see you back. Nick, great job with Grubsmas, as usual. He's just the most likable dude. Jess, here's to a new year of tons of reviews from you and to Diablo 4. Ha 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 ha. Can't wait, brother. That's
Absolutely. What a lovely note to end the show on. Ladies and gentlemen,
this one of the longest episodes. There was nothing to talk about.
Because it was a fun show, so we were chilled out. We weren't like rushing through. To everyone in the chat that hung out with us today and stuck around for the whole show, love you guys. Thank you for all the support for 2022. We wouldn't have grown as insanely quickly as we would have without folks like you hanging out, supporting, watching us, interacting, all of that fun stuff. So really, really love you guys. As always, it'll probably be a bit quiet now between now and New Year's, but we'll look to have a little article showing off some Xbox Era stats and fun at the beginning of the year. But until then, Nick, Happy New Year, my man. It's today for you.
Happy New Year. Everyone have a safe New Year. Please don't drink too much. Please don't drink too much. There's no need to get para all the time. You can drink just to get happy and warmed up and have some fun. You don't have to get para and do silly things.
Absolutely trolley, bruv.
You said that. Smashed. You said that, John, but I actually have 3 games I redeemed so I can review them.
Wow. Are you going to actually do those between now and New Year's Day?
Oh, yeah. I grab things that are like an hour, maybe 2 hours long.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fair. Well, then. Yep. Long may it continue. The content. The reign of content.
And I'll see you twice next week, probably on Miles' Chatter Days and then on our podcast a few hours later.
Nice.
Oh, no. Yes, Chatter Days. If it's his Saturday, then it's my Sunday. So, yeah, we really will be before our show. So, yeah, it's about it. Have a happy New Year, everyone. Have a safe New Year, everyone.
Much love. And let's go smash 2023. See you next time.
Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
Xbox podcast is powered by you. And if you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. And as a thank you for your support, you get cool stuff and we get to keep doing what we do. Now let's get into it.